We can't do slander on.
No, but Spike was talking to somebody, and then you hear the theme music.
Wait, that was Spike?
Sorry, but we're live. Yeah.
I don't know. Somebody was talking to somebody else, and the theme music starts playing.
And then reason why I was canceled for
the actual intro plays, and they repeat the part that was already playing. And I'm like,
crazy.
I don't know.
Why y'all?
You can't even finish. That's crazy.
Juwan has bad sincerity.
Welcome everybody to another episode of GVN Talk. I am
pulling up my blanket,
Juwan. And I'm really excited for this episode. We have a full panel. We got Sabrina coming in also. Tristan, glad you made it in, Tristan. Glad to see you. Let's start off with Tristan. What's going on, Tristan? How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good. How are y'all doing?
Tristan's here?
You got nervous for a second. You're like, whoa, why is he starting with me?
Right.
I know.
Oh God, how do I answer? How am I doing?
I know. It lets you know that the this show definitely lives up to what we wanted it to be, to where you got nervous. You're like, whoa, hold on. What's coming my way? You know, at any point it could be thrown your way, you know. Trayvon, is that Hogwarts behind you?
Sure is.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
The Great Hall. The Great Hall.
Great Hall. Okay. All right. I feel you, Trayvon. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. What is this thing on your head? But you know, it's fine. You know.
My inner Tupac.
Okay. All right.
Excuse me? What?
I said what I said. I didn't stutter.
All right.
You want me to say it again? Okay.
All right, I dare you.
My inner Tupac. Okay.
What inner Tupac?
The one from inner Tupac.
What inner Tupac? The Anthony Mackie version?
Yes.
Hold on now. Hold on.
Y'all consider that good acting.
You gotta stop doing that.
There you go.
Oh boy, here we go.
Y'all consider that good acting, right?
He is Captain America now. Stop.
Yes.
Okay, but he wasn't Captain America when he was acting like Tupac. And I'm sorry, Jawan.
Hold on, time out. I'm confused. Where did Steve go?
Jesus. Look
Steve is dead.
Yeah,
He's gone.
Steve is on the moon, sir.
Dead.
Because Tristan got the real Captain America right behind him. I'm seeing Captain America right there.
Oh, the real Captain America, huh?
Yeah, the real Captain America.
Hey, yo.
I think I said what I said. Yeah.
Just don't be saying Tupac like that. Call it a knockoff Tupac.
Call it a knockoff Tupac. Anthony Mackie was the knockoff Tupac.
Goodwill Tupac.
Discount.
I wouldn't even say discount. I wouldn't even say
what you ordered from Wish.
More appropriate. All right. Next up is the true Hufflepuff himself, AJ. What's going on, AJ?
What's good, peoples? Moon Knight was greatness. That's all I'll say for now.
Yo, you know what? I went back and watched a few episodes. I think that's your catchphrase, AJ. You say that all the time. Greatness.
Because every show I've been watching has been greatness. Every single show. But nobody watched the shows I'll be watching because you guys are trash.
No, I started watching Ranking of Kings because of you, and I love it.
Oh,
actually, I need to finish it.
Yeah,
all right, take it back. No.
Take offense. I take offense to that.
I just said Moon Knight was mid. Like, you know, so we can argue about that. The first episode was mid. That's what I said.
Go on to the next person.
Ron does love Falcon and the Winter Soldier, so I'll let you know where that's at. Anyway,
I mean,
next up,
and I'm staying in that. So, what
on to the next person.
That's fine. That's fine.
We can't even get to the intro anymore.
You gotta stop trying. You know,
the Queen of Warmth, Jamie. What's going on, Jamie?
Oh man, another crown to add to my collection, I guess. I'm doing all right. I'm just hanging out. Yeah, I'm ready to talk.
Absolutely. And look, I know you guys have said this before, like, oh my God, you guys seem really mean to each other. We're not. We're kind of like the essence of wilding out, right? If we don't make fun of each other, we don't understand that there's love there. So we have to make fun of each other. You know what I'm saying? Specifically us making fun of AJ. Sometimes Ash making fun of me. That's usually all the time. But yeah, we just got to keep it going. That's how the love spreads. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Also, congratulations to Ash for getting a new job.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
Absolutely.
Thank you, y'all. Thank you.
But that's all you get from me. That's all the kindness you get.
Yeah, I knew that was.
Listen. I use that Haley. What's her name? Steinfeld.
You just said what's her name? What?
Good.
Excuse me. You are lucky. You are lucky I got it right, AJ. You're lucky.
You didn't even get it right. You said science.
Oh God.
Listen, AJ, don't ruin the moment.
You ruined the moment, not me.
You ruined the moment.
No, you ruined that.
You could have just left it at the congratulations, but then you wanted to say that's all the see. That's why you always catch those shots. That's why.
And that's fair.
Shots? You always be missing, but okay, it's good.
Hitting. She be hitting.
No, she be missing.
No.
Come on, get off of her. Get off.
Not one is missed, AJ. Ash's aim is so good. I got hit. She pulled a wanted where it hit you and then circled around and hit me too. So yeah, that aim is vicious for sure. But also welcoming back Ash. Welcome back.
Hello.
Have you back.
Hello, y'all. It has been a long week, so I'm just excited to be here. So we are ready to talk and also to talk trash about AJ. Sorry, AJ, you're gonna catch these strays tonight.
Oh, I know. I'm gonna catch everybody's strays over here.
100%.
Especially with my hot take. Oh yeah, I'm getting them all.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
I knew it when I drove by the liquor store. I said AJ's gonna make me want to drink, and I said no. He might be calm today. I should have pulled in there. I knew it. Anyway, last but definitely not least, the horror queen, Jayla. What's going on, Jayla?
More like
not
a princess.
much.
Yeah.
I just woke up from a nice nap and I'm ready to get down to all the fun topics today.
Absolutely. And Jayla, you might not have heard it, but AJ, we did catch you trying to take aim there. It failed. It failed miserably.
Okay, AJ.
Was it?
It failed miserably.
Yeah, because
nobody aim though.
It did.
Yes.
It was a terrible aim. What it was.
Yeah, no one
terrible
laughed.
aim.
Was it though?
It was a
What did
terrible
I
one.
miss?
I don't think it was an aim.
He tried to come for you, but it didn't work.
I'm too tired to pick up on anything.
Juwan said queen. I said more of a princess. That's not really an aim.
Oh, boo.
It's
No, that's a shot.
That is not a shot.
That's a shot. Because you're trying to you what that was like queen, and you try to put her down to a princess. Why can't she be a queen?
Yeah, that's lower. That's lower.
See, you're lowering her status right there.
Why are you not protecting our queens out here, AJ? What's up with that? What's up with that?
You know why? Because it's no longer Women's History Month. That's why.
Exactly.
You know what, AJ? That's that toxic masculinity right there. That's what that is right there.
Now you
work on that.
Now watch chat just get on me now because you just said that too.
Work on that, AJ. Work on yourself. Protect your queen.
I'm perfect the way I am.
Gracious.
For shame.
Woo! Okay, that only worked in the Bruno Mars song, AJ. That doesn't really work when people just say it. But anyway, let's get into our main topics. I want to start off with you and Tristan. You weren't able to make it on to the MCR this Wednesday, so I wanted to give you guys an opportunity to break down your thoughts on the first episode of Moon Knight. And because I'm tired of already hearing your mouth, AJ, I'm going to start with Tristan. Tristan, I want you to give me your thoughts on the series premiere of Moon Knight.
Okay. I thought it was a good psychological thriller. Like you could feel his. What's the main guy's name? Like, because the Alter's name is Mark, and then the main guy is Steven. Okay, so like you could feel Steven's unease because like he's losing huge chunks of time. Like I felt like that they conveyed that really well. Like I really felt a sense of unease for him. My main question leading out of that was, okay, so this is set in the MCU. Like I wouldn't have known it was set in the MCU unless they had told us that. So just correct me if I'm wrong. There was no references to like any other Marvel happenings or anything like that, right?
Nope.
I don't know if I like that. Because I'm like, didn't Thor: The Dark World, like the climax of that movie happened in London? So it just seemed like, if nothing else, they would reference like dark elves invading London or something. But then they got me thinking
there too.
What happened?
Eternals.
Yeah. So
Blade is there.
Well, also keep in mind the MCU tries its best to try to make each movie kind of feel like it's its own thing. Because look, a lot of people hate the idea of like, all right, if I miss these 6 movies, now I got to go back just to understand what's going on here.
That's their fault.
No, I completely agree. I completely agree. But
connect it all. Thank you.
Look, to be honest with you, Black Panther only has one line before you get to the end credit scenes. that lets you know that Black Panther is obviously a part of, you know, the much larger world if you didn't see Civil War. The very beginning of it, they just mentioned the events of Civil War, and then that movie is just its own thing. So I think, you know, going forward, we'll see where some of the pieces connect. But I think the biggest reason why you don't get a lot of mentions is I think Moon Knight's first team up will be the Midnight Suns. So it'll be trying to connect to that rather than to the Avengers. So they're probably trying to keep it separate for now. And then we'll kind of see things get pieced together going forward.
Okay. So another thing, and this is just kind of a nitpicky thing, it wasn't a big deal, but like, I would just think that, kind of going back to Thor, because this revolves around Egyptian mythology, like, I would think in a world where you know that Thor and Loki exist, that would change the way you talk about deities. So I don't know what I wanted, but I don't even know how to explain it. Like I think I just wanted Steven or somebody to say something along the lines of, be careful what you say about the gods because they could be real. Like, and again, that's kind of a very specific thing and it's kind of minor, but I just feel like realistically you would see that change in this museum that's dedicated to Egyptian gods. People would talk about how, you know, there are some deities that are real, and again, it would just change the way you talk about the different pantheons or whatnot. Another thing I wondered about, so we're told that the Norse gods are aliens, but people are saying that this is going to introduce the magical side of Marvel or the supernatural side. So I'm like, okay, well, are the Egyptian gods magical? And if so, like, why are some gods magical and why are some gods aliens? And these are things that they could answer later on. It's just, this brought up a lot of questions for me because I'm like, what's the mechanism that determines if a god is an alien or a magical being? Like, I just want to know why some are aliens and some aren't.
I'll answer this. With Moon Knight, the Egyptian gods are still technically aliens.
Okay, so all gods are aliens.
Yes, basically. With Thor and the Norse mythology and all of that, they're magical beings too. So it still goes hand in hand with the consistency of what they're doing with the gods and the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Okay. So yeah, I enjoyed the episode. It left me wondering about a lot of things, and hopefully they'll address that either in Moon Knight or in future stories. But I really did enjoy the episode because I really enjoyed the sort of psychological thriller element of it.
And also, I think the MCU has somewhat established that humans don't take Thor literal. So like the essence of like God, I think still means something completely different to Earth than to what you'd expect it to mean for Norse mythology. So I think they kind of see Thor kind of like how they see what you were saying before. Like, that's just like some kind of alien kind of thing. Like, that's not like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if this was like in that time where Norse mythology was like really big, then I'm with you. Like, you can't just ignore that. But today, if a Thor landed on Earth today, no one would take it seriously as like a god. You know what I'm saying? They would go, it's something else. It ain't a god.
Even in the comics, gods are more referenced as higher beings. So technically, yeah, Thor is a god. Captain America can be considered a god in some cultures. Iron Man can be considered Spider-Man, godlike figure with the superhuman strength. That's why you have lowercase g and the uppercase g within Marvel comics. And I like how they separate the two between like lower gods and the higher tier gods.
Yeah, I mean, and I also think, you know, regardless of what your religious beliefs are, I think people in the MCU, and again, we're going way deep here, but I think the people in the MCU still view it as like their religious beliefs are what God is, not Thor. You know what I'm saying? So I think for them, it's not really registering that Thor is supposed to be this god. Because we don't
keep in mind that we really keep in mind we don't really get like an in-depth perspective on what regular humans think of Thor either. We do get some perspectives, like people in Ant-Man. I can't remember the names, but the people in Ant-Man, you got them, and people in Loki and all of that. You got normal people, but we don't really get like an in-depth perspective on what they actually think of what's a god and what's not. So.
Right. All right. So AJ, what were your thoughts on this series premiere?
Yeah, I loved it. I agree. I do like the psychological aspect of the show right now. I love the tonal shift where it was like a little bit lighthearted at the beginning and it gets darker and darker as it progresses. I really did enjoy that. And the shift, I like. I love the scene where Steven and Mark shifts, and you just see it cut off. He just says, "I don't want to fight," and then it just blanks out, and then he just kills like multiple people. I thought that was hilarious and cool at the same time. Because I really like that type of perspective, and I hope we get to see more of that. Hopefully, at least. The transformation between Steven and Mark and then going into Moon Knight, I really love the cloth, the way it just wraps around him. I really like that. That the cloth has like an alive alien feel to it that I like. And then Khonshu, I really love. I can't remember who voiced Khonshu, but he was really, really cool. I just love the way he just bullied Steven throughout the episode. It was hilarious. And overall, I just like the tone of the show that is going between the dark comedic element to a darker tone to make it feel more realized. And some of the CGI is a little bit off. I agree with some people saying that with the green screen and all that. But there are still, there are still a lot of aspects within the CGI that are great within this episode. Like the transformation with Moon Knight. And the transformation, it's just everything else other than the green screen in the background, I actually did enjoy.
Yeah, I mean, we were saying it Wednesday. I think what I love the most is the concept of you as a viewer can't tell what's real and what's not. Even when he transforms into Moon Knight, when you see the reflection in the mirror,
it blends so well.
But no, when you see the reflection in the mirror, it's not transforming. So you see him in real time transforming, but when you see his reflection, it's just him kind of just like lifting up. There is nothing actually happening. So it kind of leaves you to believe, like, is he really transforming? Like, is this happening for real? Is he going crazy? So a lot of that's just really fun. I mean, even when it pans back to him waking up and, you know, he's like, oh my God, thank God. Like, I thought that was real. And then it's like, well, was it? Like, was it real? You know what I'm saying? So I love them really digging into that. But one thing, AJ, I did want to say to you is one thing I hope they're careful with going forward. I don't need people thinking Steven is the main body. You know what I'm saying? So I hope they make it very clear that Mark Spector is the main.
Well, even in the beginning of the show, we do get Steven's perspective, but it's still technically a time jump between
for sure
him getting the moon getting Khonshu's power and that. So technically, yeah, Mark is the main character, or Steven is just the side. And even Khonshu was saying, "Oh, Steven again."
It's like the worm.
Yeah, basically. And going back to the mirror thing, I really like that transformation because when Mark tells Steven, just let me get control, and when he closed his eyes, I feel like there was a shift between the characters. So Steven is in the mirror now, and Mark is taking over the body. And that's why you don't see Steven transforming within the mirror, but you do see Mark transforming, which I really like how they're separating the characters. So.
Well, I mean, I just took it more so as we didn't see it from the reflection in the mirror because we're seeing it from Mark's perspective.
Yeah.
And if we're seeing it from Mark's perspective, it's clear Mark's perspective is not always the same perspective. Mm-hmm. So it could have been just what Mark believes is happening. Doesn't mean it's actually happening. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I love about the show. Go ahead, Trayvon.
If it's not really transforming, I'm not gonna like this show.
No. I'm not saying that he's not actually Moon Knight, but I'm saying the whole purpose of the Moon Knight comic was is the identity of Moon Knight something that he's making up, or is he actually becoming Moon Knight in certain instances? So that's what they're flirting with. So Moon Knight is real. I'm not trying to scare people like, oh, there's no Moon Knight, but that's the fun of it, is like, all right, did he just fight that monster, or is he imagining he just fought that monster, but there's really no one there?
Also,
like the idea of like.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jamie.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just
no,
gonna
you're
say,
fine.
like, I kind of like the idea of like Steven just kind of like getting into a mental space in his head where he's like, okay, now I'm ready to fight the monster. He just like whoops its ass, and he's just like, I don't know, the kind of flirting with the idea of like whether he's actually like transforming into like this supernatural being, or whether he's just like has something mentally off. I think that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, 100%. And that's what's always been intriguing about Moon Knight, because since his creation, they've changed what it was. So sometimes it was Mark Spector was completely a sane individual. And then when Khonshu merged his power with Mark, that's what started to drive Mark crazy. And then in some of the newer iterations, Mark was just always like that since he was a kid. So they've gone back and forth with it, but it's been enjoyable to see. And look, the first ever trailer we got, remember, when they showed Moon Knight in that bathroom, he was punching nothing. There was nothing on that ground. And then the second trailer that they released, it showed the actual beast on the ground. So I thought that was also a cool concept of like, well, is there someone actually there that he's fighting, or is it all in his head? So I appreciate it a lot. Ash, have you seen Moon Knight yet?
Not as yet. I was supposed to watch it last night, but then I got really exhausted. So it's on my watch list for this weekend. So I'm watching it this weekend though.
Yeah, just let me know what you think once you get a chance to check it out.
I got you.
All right, so let's move on. We got word from Ewan McGregor himself that the Kenobi series will be delayed just 2 days. I know people freaked out like they delayed it a year. Just 2 days. So instead of Wednesday, it's Friday. And we get 2 episodes instead of just the one there.
Come on, it's exciting. I mean, like, it's 2 more days later, but like, I can't, you know, there's no reason to complain or get more.
Look, I don't
mind.
Look,
I'm complaining.
I also love Disney going, wait. What comes out Friday? And they're like, what do you mean? Like, what else comes out Friday? And they're like, oh, Stranger Things. And they were like, oh, Kenobi's better than that. Yeah, put that in.
Well, yeah, I think it's also because, like, if you think about it, like, Disney doesn't go by anyone else's, like, other company's schedule when they release stuff. They go on their schedule. So, like, they don't want it to overlap with Miss Marvel, right?
Yes. No, it's still going to. Because it starts the 27th. Miss Marvel is June 8th.
Yeah, so but it's not going to be as bad.
No, so Miss Marvel will move to Wednesday. That's essentially why they did it. Miss Marvel will go to Wednesday, and Kenobi will stick to Friday.
Which is perfect, so I can talk Obi-Wan.
Right.
Yes.
100%. Look, I appreciate that a lot. I do believe, before we know it, Stranger Things will get moved. I believe they will say, "Ain't no way in hell I'm about to put my show up against the return of Kenobi and Anakin." Nah.
Oh my god. I literally, you know, it's so funny. Like, every time we talk about it and see updates, I'm like, okay, like, I wake up, like, ever since the show was, like, announced, I was like, all right, this is not real. And, like, I'm like, my mind's like, this is not real. It's not happening. And then when we get updates, I'm like, this is a real show. I'm like, this is going to happen soon. And, like, I'm trying to mentally prepare myself, but I don't think I can. Because, like,
Every time I try to mentally prepare, I remind myself, we've only gotten 1 trailer.
Oh, jeez.
We're gonna get another trailer.
I literally, like, I mean, you can call me, like, a little crazy, but, like, hearing his breathing and, like, the dual fates are already alone and, like, young, like, all that took me out. So, like, seeing him in an actual episode, like, there's no way I'm going to survive the show. Like, there's no way.
Am I the only one that's preparing this for, like, my whole life?
Me? No, me too. Like, I literally...
The day I saw Revenge of the Sith, AJ.
Yes, and I cried. I remember, like, I always, like, love Star Wars, like, especially, like, Clone Wars and everything, but, like, what really got me, like, back into, like, the movies is, like, when I found out they were making another one after Revenge of the Sith. Because I was like, I just want more Star Wars, but I was like, I know Anakin's story is done, you know, because he's Vader now, but I was like, I want more. And then they announced Clone Wars, and I was like, okay, I was like, all right. And then this, I was like, I remember when there was like rumors about it, and I was like, listen, and like everyone was speculating that Hayden was gonna come back, and I was like, I just need a confirmation. I was like, I'm not gonna believe anybody until they come out and say it. And I remember Disney like Investor Day happened. I like called my best friend, and I was like hysterical crying. And then like when I met Hayden too, I was like, we're so excited for Kenobi, and he like smiled, and I was just like, and part of you was like, can you tell us anything? And he was just like, I can't say anything, and I was just like, damn it! And I was like, please.
Well,
but like it makes me happy. Say it again.
I said that tells you a lot right there. If he says, "Oh, I can't say anything," and smiles.
Right. Yeah. No, he was like, what made me really happy is like, if you think about it, like and I hate even thinking about this because like I love like Anakin's my favorite character and Hayden was like my favorite like Star Wars actor. But like most people like gave him shit, and like a lot of people, you know, speculate that he stepped away from acting because of that. But I think it was also because he like wanted to start a life and just like didn't want to do that anymore, and like Hollywood's toxic, as you know.
He's the Robert Pattinson, basically.
Oh, Star Wars. Yeah, no, absolutely. No, it's true. I really think I think the two of them are like the same in that sense because like, and I don't even think it's just the hate, but they're like, you know what, you know, there's more to life than just like listening to people judge me on a performance I did. And like he's gotten roles over the years, but nobody like knows them because they weren't like big movies. They were like indie movies, like Rob did.
I mean, and then we said it. Sabrina, Awake was really freaking good. That movie was awesome. And
see, like a lot of people besides Run the City, they know Jumper, but like Awake's good. Shattered Glass is one of his best roles. Oh my God, there's so many good ones that I'm like, oh my God, I've watched all of them because like I said, I've always loved him. So I'm like, when people are like, oh, he's not that good, I'm like, no. I'm like, he's a good actor. I was like, go watch his movies. It's like, go watch his movies.
I was very thankful that they did Revenge of the Sith after Attack of the Clones, because Attack of the Clones made me start to think nobody in that is a good actor. I left that movie going, oh, okay, so no one tried. And then Revenge of the Sith happened. I'm like, okay, all right. Okay.
See, like I'm not gonna watch. I respect Attack of the Clones because like Anakin and like, you know, everything else it kind of gave, but Revenge of the Sith. It's my go-to Star Wars movie and it always will be.
100%.
Top tier, best Star Wars movie, absolutely.
So Ash, I want to pass it to you because look, I know when that trailer dropped, I'm watching it on my TV, and when Duel of Fates happened, I turned the TV off. I couldn't even finish anything else. I said, you know what, you already got me. Done. Finish. I'm done. You have my heart.
We're the same. We're the same.
That is probably, in my opinion, probably the most iconic sound of it. Like, I know a lot of people are gonna say the Imperial March, all that. To me, when Duel of Fate comes on, my whole life shuts off. Like, all right, no, we gotta take a break real quick.
Well, that's Obi-Wan's like, even though it's not, you know, technically his theme, that's his theme. You know, right. Like that's when you're like.
And I think what made me fall in love with that score or with that specific song is when Dave Filoni talks about what that moment meant to Star Wars history, and how that was a moment between Anakin, Maul, Qui-Gon, and Kenobi. It was literally the fight for the fate of Anakin. And if Maul wins, there's a different fate. You know what I'm saying? When Kenobi wins, we saw the fate. So to me, I was just like, when Dave talks, I just go, listen, it's gospel. Dave could tell me the sky's red. I would go, yeah, no, I saw it too.
That's why it's like, you know, even we're on the topic, I know it's far-fetched, but like, I don't know, I think it would be like the craziest thing if Qui-Gon somehow showed up. Like,
Qui-Gon will be in it. There's no way he's not. There's just no way he's not. And when he pops
up, I hope you're right. I would die to see that.
No, go ahead.
Because like you know for a fact that Obi-Wan over the years, like especially after everything with Anakin, like he probably like realized, you know, everything with the Force and like really studied on it, and like there's no way that like Qui-Gon did not figure out how to like become a Force ghost and talk to Obi-Wan, especially like all during that time after Revenge of the Sith, because like, you know, he's like feeling lost, and like, you know, like in the trailer where he's like, oh, the battle's lost, like I was like, oh man.
Look, Ash, I pass it to you. Look, I know this show's not going to have much humor, but you can't tell me it wouldn't be funny if you just see Vader meditating, and then Qui-Gon pops up, and then Qui-Gon goes like, "Oh shit, wrong person." Like, like my bad. I was trying to call Kenobi. I'm sorry. Like, oh shit, okay, Qui-Gon, that's messed up. But no, seriously, Ash, how excited are you that opening week of Kenobi, we get 2 episodes, not just the one, we jump right into it.
Okay, here's the deal. I took the day off for Kenobi. And now I have to go reschedule my day off again because they moved it to Friday. So I'm upset. But
it's going to be worth it.
I'm being a mature person, and I am very happy to know that I'm going to get 2 episodes in one day. And I'm still taking my day off. I'm moving it next week. And I'm just excited to have the show, to have Star Wars back, and to have back these characters that we love so much, because there's just a lot if you read the books, like you have like a lot of information from the books, but a lot of people don't go to the books, at least that I know of. So it's so great that we're going to be able to have Obi-Wan's story filled in a little bit more, those gap years, and knowing that it's taken place like a while before Mando, a while before Rebels as well. There's so much that they can do with that universe. And that's one of the things I love about Star Wars, is that it's very unfinished. So you really have just like a blank canvas to work with, and you just got to fill it in, and then you got to add it onto the wall with the other canvases. So I'm just very excited overall. I need that second trailer to drop. I need them to just give me something with Vader. Like, I don't even need to see him unmasked. Like, just give me more of him. And again, lay me down to rest, because I will be a very happy woman.
Oh man!
I mean, look, what you're asking for is very reasonable. I personally only need the trailer to be 15 seconds. I just need to see Anakin in his Clone Wars armor, and then shut the trailer off. And then that's.
Listen, I tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this right now. The moment we see Anakin and Obi-Wan in the Clone Wars armor,
I'm done. Nope, it's it for me. And for me. And for
done.
me. That's all I've been waiting for.
And look, wait, hold on. Is it asking too much for like a few sprinkles of Ahsoka, Rex, and Cody? Like, no.
That's the expectation.
That's the expectation. Sprinkles of that, like, even if they just did it like the Salt Dude does, just sprinkle it on a little.
Well, I don't know if you ever. So like, I don't know if you saw like the speculation of the set leaks was like of like people thinking that Commander Cody is going to show up, but like not. Like, I think it was, like, I don't know if it would be more than one flashback, but it would definitely be, like, maybe, like, and they do, like, another opening of, like, Order 66 again.
Right.
You know, like a flashback.
I was told when this first started, first started filming, I was told that Commander Cody might even be part of the, might be with the Inquisitors, hunting down Kenobi once they find out that Kenobi is alive. So when I heard that, I was just like, well, yes, please.
Mm-hmm. Give me it all. Give me all the Clone Wars stuff.
But then, to be fair, the reason why I said, you know what, maybe that's asking too much is the first thing I said after I heard that was, well, I mean, if you have Cody, I mean, Rex is out there. Like, I would like to see Rex, but that's just too much.
But what planet is he on, though? Because he's like out in the middle of nowhere.
Well, it depends, because Bad Batch tells us where Rex is, but Bad Batch is literally right after Avengers.
Oh, that is true. I forgot that.
It's supposed to be
That's
5
true.
to 10 years after Avengers.
I forgot about that.
So we don't
also remember during Bad Batch, they got rid of all the clone troopers, or most of them. Right. It was only the Bad Batch. So 5 years later, I wouldn't be able to see if there's a Cody or not. Maybe in the past sequence, that's fair, but I don't think he'll be hunting for.
Well, you know why? And I'm going to pass it to you now, AJ. You know why Cody is possible? Because we did see in Bad Batch how they were interested in keeping a few of the Ace clones to train the new clone, the new stormtroopers. So I could see a world where Cody was kept. You know, he sworn loyalty to Palpatine, so I could see where he was.
But that was during they were training the stormtroopers in the earlier years of Revenge of the Sith.
Oh, for sure, 100%. But I'm saying if there was one clone that was kept, I could see that being Cody. If he wasn't, no problem, no arguments.
Sure.
But all right, moving to you, AJ. Look, 2 episodes, man, to open it up. How crazy is this? I know you're Mr. I want it week by week, but you're getting 2 in one day. So are you okay with that?
It's still week by week.
Okay.
It's still week by week. But I am even more excited now that it's 2 episodes instead of 1. I don't understand why people are complaining.
I don't know. Like,
I was complaining at first, but that was because I didn't hear about the 2 episode thing.
Complaining about it moving 2 days.
Yeah, I wanted it. I wanted it as soon as possible.
I agree with you.
You want it early as possible too. Come on now.
AJ,
be real.
2
Be
days.
real.
2 days, AJ.
Yes.
2 days is a long time.
That's 2 days
It's
we
a
could have
long.
gotten Obi-Wan. Really?
Exactly. 2 days for me to process and go through all of that.
Like I said, I got over it real quick as soon as they said 2 episodes.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but I did wait for like the Batman for so long, so it's like I think I could wait for anything at this point in my life.
That's fair, but we were made to wait because Matt Reeves was trying to perfect his script.
Well, that's well, this is Kenobi. At least it's not delayed by another year.
That's why I said 2 days is better than a year. Like that's a year.
I knocked on wood just to make sure that never happens.
Yeah, no. Look, I don't know where Disney Studios is, like where their headquarters is.
No, we're in their walls. Then if that happens, like
I'd storm it like Normandy if they told me I had to wait to get this.
I'm pulling up.
I'll tell you that.
All right, Disney, we gotta talk. I put up a lot of your shit, but not this.
Yeah, 100%. I'd fight Mickey Mouse. I'd go to Disney World and just straight up fight Mickey Mouse.
I'd be right behind you. Right behind you.
Where's Kenobi?
Hey,
throw them.
Come on. Where's my Anakin? Where's Anakin?
Man. And Goofy would have to get, Goofy would have to get.
Teach us this, and it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, Goofy.
Jamie, you know Juwan don't want those hands.
This is just going way out there. But if anything, I would like to see the Force priestesses and Obi-Wan. I would love to see that.
I don't think it's way out there. I think that's something you could maybe see in Acolyte. I think that's asking a lot for this.
Well, the only way Obi-Wan was taught, he was taught by Qui-Gon to understand how the Force Ghost works and all of that. But it was Qui-Gon that was taught by the Force priestesses.
Oh, gotcha. So. I got you. All right. I mean, look, it's possible. Everything's on the table. Hayden's back. Everything's on the table.
I think, I was gonna add to that. Well, like, I think it's just to bring up Boba Fett. Like, you saw what happened. They brought in Cad Bane. At that point, and like they had literally Luke and Ahsoka meet. I think once you see stuff like that, it's like anything's possible. It's like you're right. Nothing's off the table.
I just want to say, and I'm putting this out into the universe. I want to see Hondo Ohnaka in live action. And I would love to see him just show up and just say to Obi-Wan, "Friend."
You know what?
That would make more sense with the Ahsoka series.
I was just about to say that, AJ. I was going to say we'll see him probably in the Ahsoka series. That makes way more sense.
I tell you, Dave, if you do that, you will never hear a single peep of complaint.
Oh, that's a lie.
From
we
my mouth.
already know that.
Wait, does that mean now that we're on the topic of it?
No. I am telling you, that is the one character I need to see. And if he gives me that after he gave me Cad Bane, and I was begging for Cad Bane,
we should get Hondo because I believe outside of Tony Montana, there's never been a better drug dealer than
You're not
wrong. Plus, Hondo also survived all of those wars.
I mean, drug dealers usually are great survivors. Usually, they know how to survive.
So, bring my boy up. Trade some spice.
I'm just laughing because Spice is 1,000% cocaine in Star Wars. 1,000%. But I want to pass this on. Jayla, are you excited for this Kenobi series?
I am. I have been a bit burned out in Star Wars recently, but I can't deny Obi-Wan, obviously. I mean, hot take, I think 2 days is worth getting 2 episodes. If I could wait 2 extra days for Moon Knight and get 2 episodes, absolutely. Fair trade.
Oh, absolutely. You get it.
I love that you said that, Jayla, because as soon as you said that, part of me was just like, all right, could we make a phone call to get it pushed to Saturday so we can get 3 episodes? Like,
Feige,
push it one more day and
Listen.
let's get 3 episodes. Let's get the
Don't
3
listen to him.
out of the
Don't
way.
listen to him, Feige. Don't.
Well, I think my thing is like, I don't know, like I'm excited for, all 6 episodes, but like I like having that to look forward to for those weeks, like once a week.
Nope.
I don't know. I don't like to binge everything at once because I'm like, all right, I have nothing. Now what?
But it feels
No.
so
After you
good.
binge it.
It feels so good to unleash.
I was very much
AJ Hot Toys.
AJ loves his hot toys, man. That's his spice. That's his spice. Those hot toys.
Oh man.
I was very much that kid that when my mom was like, all right, you can open up one present before Christmas. I definitely started to peek through all the other gifts. Like, all right, what else we got under here? And she was like, well, what are you gonna have come Christmas Day? I said, all the stuff I just opened the day before. Like, to me, I get another full day to play with it. What are we talking about here? But all right, so Jamie, are you excited for Kenobi? Like, I don't see chills on you. I don't see you shaking. There's no tears. I need all of it. What's going on? You're not excited?
I'm feeling pretty neutral, to be honest with you. And it's not like I'm not excited to see like what they're gonna do with Kenobi. Like I think the stuff that we've been talking about for the past few months, I very much still want to see. But I don't know. I feel like my approach to these Star Wars projects is just to come in neutral. Like, like I've enjoyed the franchise, I've enjoyed the world building that they've been able to do. And I feel like that's been kind of like the best way I've enjoyed it, just coming with no expectations and just have a good time with what they have to share. I feel like a lot of the projects that I have had like expectations for, I don't know if they're either too high or maybe I made something in my head that was better than what I saw. But I don't know. I think the things that I've enjoyed the most are things that I didn't have expectations for. So that's how I'm approaching Kenobi as well.
I cried while you said that. Because my worst fear is for us to all podcast and someone has something negative to say about Kenobi. I don't know what my reaction will be. I don't
No,
know.
I second that. I think it's not going to be nice. I don't think it's going to be nice. I'm going to take a personal offense to that.
Okay. So listen, we attack ideas, not people. This is exactly. I was just about to say that we attack ideas, not people.
I will have to attack people. I'm sorry.
I love Ash going to teacher mode.
No, I would not accept any slander. Nothing.
Look, I bought a punching bag and I've already put.
Well, you need to learn how to use it because apparently you got some issues to work.
I have my boxing gloves.
I put a few faces. I put a few faces on it with the Kenobi date underneath, just in case somebody got something to say that ain't what it should be. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. But Trayvon, because I fully expect you to be that person that I gotta pause.
You never know.
No, I know you will be that person one of those 6 weeks.
I got you.
I got you. No, but all jokes aside, Trayvon, I know how excited you are for Ahsoka. But how excited are you for this Kenobi series?
I like him. I am not. I don't know. I'm just not.
Why'd you say that like you were scared?
Because
somebody had a gun to you.
I mean, you just said if anyone says anything negative, you're going to attack them. So why would he want to say anything
just a whole 5 minutes of threat?
Exactly. Not even 5 minutes. 2 minutes.
But to be fair, know I'm lying, but not really lying. Like, me.
I mean, it don't matter. I'm still gonna say what I want to say.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna mute you if it starts to sound blasphemous. I'll mute you.
I mean, I just get on Twitter and start saying it and tag you in it.
I'll block you. It's no problem.
Joanne's coming out here like Keith Kenobi's name.
You gonna block me on Geek Vibes?
Out your motherfucking
I'll tag that. I will tag Geek Vibes.
I just might. Look, it may happen. And whoever dropped that joke, I appreciated it. I appreciated that because you will keep Kenobi out your motherfucking mouth. I'm joking, but no,
that's like me with that and the Batman. It's like, nope, keep those out of your mouth.
I mean, I know.
We got nothing nice to say. Keep it to yourself.
I got it. I mean, I did. It did have some, not good things to say. I got attacked too. But I mean, I'll stick in that way. It's fine.
Look,
I'm gonna keep saying what I want to say. If I don't like it,
you know what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm gonna do, Trayvon? I'm not gonna say
y'all hyping it up too much. Honestly, y'all might want to stop.
Yeah,
hyping it up too much. What?
I'm just saying.
I agree,
If I get to it, and if I don't enjoy it, like it's breathtaking. Like,
has Dave Filoni ever disappointed you? Okay, thank you. You're welcome.
Well,
no. When Trayvon gets silent, that means he's about to say something real crazy.
Who did Boba Fett?
Not Dave Filoni.
Okay, nope. Okay, nope. Don't go there. Don't.
Are we still on this?
Oh my goodness.
Okay,
AJ
so AJ just throw me out. Like let me say what I gotta say. If I don't like the shit, I ain't gonna like it. Like that's it.
That's fine. We just won't be friends anymore. That's fine.
And you know that's fine too. Like it's fine. Like I'm used
you
to
love
being
me
alone.
too much for you to be okay with that.
But anyway, no, I mean, yeah, I'm excited to see what they're gonna do with this show. I hopefully it don't start slow. That's it. That's it. I'm just telling you that's how I feel. Like
actually, Trayvon, you're actually right about that because their shows, Dave Filoni shows do start slow. He does a lot of good building up, but this isn't a show where he should start slow at all. So I agree with you with that one. You're absolutely right. I got you. I'm there. Don't be mad.
I don't agree with that. If you got a story to tell, you got a story to tell.
I don't agree with that either. But
you don't have to get lightsabers episode one.
I would say they like need to speed it up, but like they do have two different storylines going on because it's going to be Inquisitors and then it's going to be Vader. So
I don't need him sitting around like a campfire. You know what I'm saying?
As long as it gets wrapped up by episode 3, and then we see Vader for the rest of it.
I don't want him sitting there and we watching the fire like for a long time. Like, get to it.
Now that you've went, Trayvon, Kristen, you're terrifying me. But what are your thoughts?
Why am I terrifying you? This will be quick. This will be quick.
Go ahead.
I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, so I'm happy that y'all are getting 2 episodes. I'm sorry that it was pushed back, but that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah.
Okay. That was safe enough. All right. Yeah. So I got to pull back all that aggression I was ready to just throw at you. Okay.
AJ just went away.
All right. So I want to go to the next topic. The next topic being Jim Carrey. Oh, Jim Carrey, you've had a lot of things to say in this past week, but apparently Jim Carrey is thinking about retiring from acting and leaving after Sonic 2. His exact quote is, "Well, I'm retiring. Yeah, probably. I'm being fairly serious. I might continue down the road, but I'm taking a break." Trayvon, you wanted this badly.
Yes, I do. Please let him go. Sick of it. Like, tell him shut his mouth this week. I'm real sick of him this week. Like, just shut up. Yes, we don't need you anymore. That's fine. Let's get a different villain in Sonic. It's fine. Why'd you sign up for the job? Whatever. It's fine. Just sick of these people. Like, just shut up. Like, just go. Yes, you can go. He can absolutely go. Retire right now. Do it right now. Don't even go to premiere. Don't do nothing about Sonic. Nothing. Just go. Sick of it, man. Just go ahead. God. You already next. Sorry, somebody else go. Somebody else. All
right. I was letting you have it, man. You was flowing. I didn't want to interrupt.
Cut me off with the Sonic comment and stuff like.
Look, I don't disagree with Trayvon. I think we've just seen it too much, and it drastically changes everything. Regardless of what the reasons are. To me, we don't live in a space where we can just tell our jobs, you know what? I don't want to come to work tomorrow. And the job is like, you know what? I'm going to pay you anyway. But, you go do you. You go get healthy, do what you got to do. That doesn't work in the real world. So I don't accept it in any facet of the workforce. Again, I understand certain things happen. Like we all understand what Ben went through and everything. But to me, it's like, bro, you just one thing of him saying, I don't want to be Batman anymore is why we're in the catastrophe we live in today with the DCEU. So I'm like, if you're Jim Carrey, I'm like, all right, Dr. Robotnik is gone. What do I get?
I think there's a little bit more problems there, but yes.
Yeah, I'm like,
sure.
We don't need to go down that road.
Okay.
We don't need to go down that road.
Well, you standing at the start of it, so
I mean, look.
I mean, it's not. Yeah, no, it's definitely not a fair comparison. Like they're drastically different, so it's
exactly.
not.
So,
but to be fair,
else.
when you sign on to Batman, you should have known what that would.
Okay, Joanne, just say you're hurt.
What? Just say I'm hurt. How is?
Yeah, no. Okay. See, like,
what?
It's a number of things. It's not just that. Like he had a lot of personal stuff going around.
He didn't say it's the only thing that was the problem. He just said one of the things that was the problem.
Yeah, it's just one. But it wasn't. I'm about to get a 90-year-old Batman. That is 1,000%.
Geriatric.
He's 70. Relax.
Geriatric still.
Very close.
Well,
and I only got that because Ben left. That's all I'm saying. That wasn't anything else.
You do sound.
It's okay. We still have Rob. It's fine.
Yep, exactly.
That was the silver lining.
And a separate.
Technically, Rob isn't in the
separate
DCU,
universe.
so we don't have him.
Yeah.
That is also true. But
We got Rob, so we're good.
So again, I don't disagree with you, Trayvon. Again, I kind of feel like, I don't know, man. It just really rubs me the wrong way. Like, I get life happens. Like, I trust me, I get it. But it to some point, it's just like, all right. Like, I'd understand
for these type of roles.
Right, I'd understand if he did it,
like...
if he did it and we didn't like it, like he was really bad, and it's like, all right, bounce. We wanted to move on anyway. But when you come on and you've now become iconic to Dr. Robotnik, it's like, well, what do we do now? Like Sonic is literally Dr. Robotnik every goddamn time.
Exactly.
Right. So it's like, well, if you go, I don't want a chaos without a Dr. Robotnik. I don't want a Shadow without Dr. Robotnik. So what does that do for the Sonic universe? So I very much No,
you're right. I think if he didn't announce it, he could have done it privately. That's kind of why it's like, all right, well, like, what about everything?
Maybe everything else. So about this too.
Well, I don't know if you saw what he did. Like, I don't know if it was real about what he said about like Paul Dano's Riddler. It freaking broke my heart. That broke my heart so bad.
Yeah, I saw that too.
That was so upsetting because Paul was so nervous about playing Riddler. No, he was so. He basically kind of like said that like his Riddler was very like haunting and scary, but like not in a good way. And it's like, I don't know. Like, I don't remember the full quote, but it was basically like he didn't have anything good to say.
Yeah, he's almost like two each.
Jim Carrey said this.
Like.
Jim Carrey said this about Paul Dano's Riddler, and it's upsetting because Paul Dano did an interview for the Batman, and he said like he's like, oh, I looked up to Jim Carrey's Riddler, like he's like, I was really nervous, like I hope the actors before me,
Ain't nobody take Jim Carrey's Riddler seriously though.
Well, that's true. No, I agree, but it's just like it's like heartbreaking when it's like your idol kind of saying that. It's like, oh,
you know what,
okay.
you know what, Sabrina?
And he wasn't even in the best Batman movie. So
no, girl, you're right. But I'm just saying
they were fun though. Now.
No, Trayvon, you know me, Trayvon. I'm on your side. They are fun. But you can't be talking about no Riddler when he was trash.
Oh no, you're right. You're absolutely right. That's why I was like,
that was not a serious take. Yeah,
that's why I was like, I know today is, but like also like a lot of people are like, no, that's kind of heartbreaking. But I was like, all right, listen, I was like, I love his Riddler, but like, you made a Riddler a laughing stock for years. I don't want to hear it. All right, at least with Corey Michael Smith and Paul Dano, like Riddler, they actually take Riddler seriously now because he's actually a very incredible and menacing character. So,
but look, Trayvon, we were talking about this earlier. All that needs to happen is you just replace Jim Carrey with Mads Mikkelsen. He's on a roll right now. He's on a roll. He's like, all right, y'all, you don't want to do it. I'll step right in.
All right. That's not really true. The only reason why he's in Fantastic Beasts is because of some stuff that's happened.
I'm just saying, Mads Mikkelsen is very okay just stepping right in. Let him step right in and be Dr. Robot.
All right, I still think he sticks out like a. Can I be honest? I still think he sticks out like a sore thumb in the Fantastic Beasts trailer. I'm sorry, I have to say it.
Because it's gonna take getting used to.
It's because like
it works for me because
he literally played him. And it was Johnny Depp played him in the movie, so it's like why?
Have you seen Spartacus?
Yes.
Yeah.
You have, and you do know the main character switched, right? And we all got used to it. So there really is no difference.
I agree. Like I said, I think
it's not just one movie though. It's technically two because he played him in the first one and like fully in the last one.
I mean, he did, but like I said, I think it just comes down to
It's not even that, but he doesn't look like Grindelwald to me. Like it was literally Johnny Depp. Like he played Grindelwald, like that was,
But then my question is your love for?
Oh my god! All right, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
Come on camera, because you can't be making these smart ass comments and got your camera.
Yeah, exactly. Literally, literally. Get brave because nobody can see you.
All right. So Tristan, what are your thoughts on this? Like, is this kind of like, damn, that's kind of messed up? Do you not really care? Like, what are your thoughts on Jim Carrey? Just like, yo, I'm out. Like, fuck a third movie, I'm out.
yeah, that is messed up to just like leave mid-franchise. But what's so funny about him talking about retiring? I mean, before the first Sonic movie, he wasn't really doing much, was he? So he's been like, I'm not even trying to.
No, I think he did. I think he took a break before that.
Yeah,
he was on some kind of show though. I think he was on a show.
Yes, on Showtime.
Showtime. Something like
that. See, well, look, you can't even remember what it was, so it wasn't.
No, definitely can't. Got it.
No, but wasn't he also like dealing with like some personal stuff too? So that's why he stepped away.
Yeah, but I mean that's been Jim Carrey's career over the last 15 years. Like that he'll do it. Like he did Kick-Ass 2, and then he said that was so like draining on him of all the violence. He needed to step away, and then it was just like, all right,
he did.
He came back, did the series for Showtime, disappeared again, and the next thing I know, they're like, oh, he's Dr. Robotnik in Sonic, and it's like.
Like I jokingly, when I watched the first Sonic, I was like joking around while I was watching it with my friend. And the first time I was like, is Jim Carrey okay? Because like I don't know if I'd ever see him in this kind of role, but I guess so.
I don't know, man. Jim Carrey's becoming like the Aaron Rodgers of acting, to where it's like, I want to retire. Now I want to play.
Hey, don't go there. Don't go there. Don't bring Aaron Rodgers into this.
Definitely the.
Is that a sports person?
Yes.
Don't worry about it, Trayvon.
Oh,
yes, he's the quarterback of Green Bay Packers.
Like you're an alien. Like you say, is that what sports people are? Like what?
I'm assuming it was a sports.
What an
reference. That's why
athlete is Trayvon. What are your thoughts on Jim Carrey bouncing?
Oh man, no, I don't know. I'm not gonna say like what it gives, but yeah, it's given some negative energy on that. It's like I'm retiring. Okay, I'm not. All right, I'm retiring again. Nope, I'm not. Like, come on.
I mean, look, I don't disagree with Trayvon at this point. Don't show up to the premiere. Don't do nothing. I don't want to see you.
Or yeah, just don't announce it. Just take your own break and then come back when you're ready. Like you don't have to announce it every time.
Right. Yeah, he definitely sounds like the person at your job that's like, yo, I'm retiring soon, but they keep showing up, and it's like,
it's like, no, or they have to announce it every time. Like, oh, I'm going to go do this. Oh, I'm doing this. Like, you don't have to. Because, like, you want people to miss you, in movies. Because you're going to, like, in a couple of years, you're going to be like, oh, where's Jim Carrey? I want to see him again. And then he'll come back.
To be fair, I don't think anyone's ever going to say that. But
Tristan, I think a lot of people said that, like, for a while before Sonic.
Say that before the movie came out.
I said that before Sonic. I was like, where's Jim Carrey? I was like, I hope he's okay. And then now I'm like, oh, okay, never mind. He's okay. He's good. But he keeps retiring.
He's good. Run his mouth. Yeah,
but yeah, like, are you?
Yes, that's why I'm like, okay.
Are you looking forward to Sonic going forward, knowing that this is kind of like hanging over it? Tristan?
I still haven't seen the first one, so I don't have. I still need to check the franchise out. Yeah, I know. But I do think, like again, him playing the main villain, such an iconic villain in the first two, and then leaving. Yeah, I mean, it's going to put a shadow over the franchise. Like, because what do you do, especially if they don't like kill off the villain, like kill him off in this one or send him away in this one? If he's just still hanging around, it's going to be really awkward. So they might have to recast him and things like that. So yeah, I wish he had
going back and forth
on that. Because again, it just kind of puts a shadow over the franchise. But like I was saying, he's been kind of doing things off and on for years. So it's like why announce this? Like you kind of killing the mood or kind of killing the hype for the next movie.
Right.
Yeah.
And shout out to Jamie because Sonic, the first one, is on Paramount Plus. So if you have Paramount Plus, you can go watch it there.
I do have that.
And the new one comes out next week, I believe. So
didn't you just put a mustache on yourself? Like
I don't know what you're talking about, but anyway, what are your thoughts on Jim Carrey possibly stepping away from the Sonic universe or acting altogether?
Well, Jim Carrey is not an actor I particularly look out for. Like, oh man, I can't wait to see his next performance. Not saying he's bad, but I'm just like he's not the guy for me. And so I am sad to see that he announced this like right before Sonic is about to come out. And I found this out through Trayvon's Twitter. So I immediately was like swayed to like, oh yeah, he's right. That is kind of like why even sign up for this? So I don't know what they're gonna do moving forward if Jim Carrey does decide to just drop the project altogether, because it's like, Dr. Robotnik is involved in like pretty much all of Sonic's adventures. Even when he's like fighting other people, like there's still like Dr. Robotnik has done something behind the scenes. And that's even coming from someone who's like, not very well versed in Sonic, but I know enough to be like, Dr. Robotnik always has his little touch on things happening. So I don't know what they're gonna do with this. We'll see what happens, but this is not at all the right time to try and talk about this at the very least.
Not at all. And look, they're acting like him saying that is like not realizing that Sonic doesn't have an extensive villain list. It's like Mario. It's like saying, yo, we're not going to use Bowser anymore. It's like, I'm sorry, who the hell else do you think you have? That you could just say, oh, no more Bowser. We're going to move on from Bowser. Who the hell else is Mario fighting? Wario? Like, what? How are you saying? Who
Bowser's kids?
Right? Like Bowser baby? Bowser baby.
Listen, you might never know. He might have off their father. That's their villain story.
Damn, Ash, why you go that dark? Why couldn't why you go to Trayvon route? Why couldn't Bowser just retire? Why Bowser had to die? Why couldn't he just retire? Why he can't be in Florida?
So you mean to tell me you see Mario jumping on all those turtles? Mm-hmm. Animal cruelty. And Bowser dying is where you draw the line?
Yeah, because those little things he jumps on don't have souls.
Ash, you got a point there. You got a point there.
I mean, the skeleton ones maybe, but the actual live ones?
Nah, those things don't have souls. They don't have souls. Not at all. I factually know this. Factually. Anyway, okay. Factually. I have science that backs that up. No. Jayla, what are your thoughts on Jim Carrey possibly stepping away?
I think it's a great lesson in the importance of contracts when we're dealing with sequels and trilogies.
Yes.
But look, Jim Carrey, if you look into his history as what he's like on set, is very interesting. So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised it's happening. Maybe it's a PR move to drum up some talk right before the movie comes out. He doesn't even sound very certain in the quote itself. So okay, I guess we've come back from worse in movies and recastings and stuff like that. I think he's great in the first Sonic. Don't get me wrong. He's great when it comes to being really out there, bold characters, but there's other actors that can too. And I believe whatever happens, the team can work with it well.
Yeah, I'm with you. And look, you're absolutely right about those contracts. Because look, what was the first thing Oscar Isaac said? Like, whoa, I'm only signed on for just Moon Knight. like I'm only signed on for season 1. Y'all talking about other stuff. Don't move too quick. Because I think he learned his lesson with Star Wars, where he signed on for the 3 films, didn't like doing the 3 films. So I think now he's kind of just like, let's do one-day contracts. I do this, then we talk. I do this.
A problem with that as well.
With what? Go ahead.
Maybe it should have been Moon Knight.
Wait,
Marvel's connect. Maybe it should have been Moon Knight if you don't want to sign on for more than like a season or whatever.
Well, no, to be fair, Kevin Feige came out and said he doesn't give contracts like that anymore.
He should. Sorry, that's how I feel.
I mean, look, it's never been a problem. We've never seen it be a problem for the MCU. So I think Feige very much.
He signed on for like 10 movies.
Wait, say it again.
He's signed them on forever before. Like,
well, that's what Feige used to do. But remember, that used to be the movie trick a few years ago, where it's just like, bro, I heard you might sign the Marvel, but I need you to be blah 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 for 30 movies. So let me just sign you all now. But now actors, they don't play that game. They don't want that. They don't want that at all. They want the freedom to just look at Chris Evans. Poor Chris Evans. He said, I've been waiting to stop being Captain America so I can go do other stuff. This man can't stay out of movies now that he's not Captain America. So a lot of these actors just want the freedom. And I think all he's saying is like, look, we're doing this. Once this is done, then I'll worry about part 2 or 3 or 4. I don't think.
No, you're right. Because like with Chris Evans, like, didn't he say no to being Captain America, and they finally got him to agree to it? And like, you know, when they're in contracts, like that's the problem. Like that's why they always, because like I talk about this a lot, why they, you know, change like Batman actors, because they can never really find someone to commit for that long, because it's a contract, you know, like obviously you negotiate it like when you sign on for a role like that, but at the same time it's like at the time you're like, oh, this is a great deal, you know, then what could go wrong, and then like when you're halfway in it, it's like, all right, that's when the reality comes in, and you're like, oh wow, all right, I really signed up for all this, because they really didn't sign up for that, but they did at the same time.
It's just acting fatigue. I mean, the first thing Tom Holland said when No Way Home came out was, hey, don't ask me shit else about Spider-Man, I need a break.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say that too. Like,
the project comes out.
He literally came out and interviewed. He had everyone literally thinking that after No Way Home, he wasn't gonna be Spider-Man anymore. And I was like, what? And I literally was like panicking because I was like, I remember like freaking out to Blake because I was like, oh my god, is he not Spider-Man anymore? Like, is he done? And then I was just like, all right, Tom, I see you.
To be honest, the first thing Tom said in contract renegotiations was bring in Miles. Bring Miles' ass in.
Hell
now. I ain't got to be here every day. I ain't trying to do this shit every day no more. Like, Tom's only in his 20s, and he's like, hell no, no more.
But see, I would be like sure about that if you didn't do Uncharted right after that, where you still got physical movement.
I mean, I feel like I think that's why he was
fatigued,
is because he was doing it relatively at the same time, you know, or at least No Way Home started first, and then he probably picked up Uncharted later. So I can understand, especially
I just
with, like,
see him in the
really
Apple TV thing.
movies.
I just saw.
Yeah, I mean, but also
like,
to Jamie's point, a lot of these actors want the flexibility. Like, look, think about if you're Benedict, right? You got a chance to do an Oscar-nominated project, right? So these actors just want the flexibility to be able to do whatever they want, whenever they want, and not have to worry about like, shit, I can't do this possible Oscar-nominated movie because I got to go do that. Like, no, they just want the.
Or I got to stay in shape for, you know, my superhero role. That's exactly what happened with Hugh Jackman. Like, he couldn't do like certain things because, like, you know, because he was too big as Wolverine. Like, that's what they all have to do. But like, if you think about it, like, of course, when actors first sign on to a role, they're like, oh my god, this is great. And then, like, when they kind of get their name out there and they're starting getting other roles, it's like, okay, I want, you know, other things. I want to step away from that so people know me for other stuff. It's like, hey, yeah, I saw you in the superhero movie, but like, you could do a drama. Like, that's exactly what Tom's doing now. He's so booked and busy, it's not even funny. Yeah, so it's it's not that he's taking a break from acting. He just wants to take a break from Spider-Man because he wants to do other acting roles.
And to be fair, called Spider-Man.
Oh no, for sure. As I pass it to you, AJ. To be fair, there's only 2 actors in Hollywood that are just like, you can lock me up forever. I love this acting thing, and that's Ryan Reynolds and The Rock. They are just like, you locked me into everything. I don't give a damn. Whatever you want to lock me into.
Well, Ryan did say he wanted a break too. He did say that.
When?
He did say that. He did say it after Adam's Project came out. I think.
Man,
he was like,
I don't blame him for that one. I don't blame him for that one at all.
Bro, I tell you,
I want to step away too.
When Ryan posted a photo of him and his kids, I said, "Damn, that must have been on set." This motherfucker don't stop acting. He's always in something. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. But AJ, I know this is something you could care less about. But what are your thoughts on Jim Carrey wanting to possibly step away?
This is the most useless news I've heard in months. I couldn't care less.
I believed it. I knew it. I already knew it. Ash, I saw you crying when I first brought this up. So, like, are this heartbreaking? Like, what are your thoughts on Jim Carrey possibly? Oh, damn. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and move on. Let's go ahead and move on. Tristan, I want to kick it to you, man. What is your topic for this week?
Okay, so this week's installment of Pop Culture Grudges, I want to ask y'all, what canceled television series is your villain origin story? I saw this on Twitter this week, and I was like, you know what, that's a good one. I'll start. American Gods. I am so upset we're not getting the final season of American Gods, especially because the first 3 seasons, like, it's based on a book, and they've pretty much gotten to the end of the book. We just need one more season for the big battle, and we're not getting that. So upset about that. I know Tia is also from Geek Vibes Nation is also upset about American Gods being canceled. But there was just a lot of drama and a lot of mess behind the scenes, and I really hate that happened. But yeah, that being canceled is my villain origin story. So
yeah, to be fair, Tia has interviewed almost every major character in American Gods. Rick and Whittle. She also interviewed Odin. Like she interviewed all like the really big names. So Tia feels very invested in the continuation of American Gods. So that hurt her deep, like really deep. Like a kid cursing at their parents for the first time, that kind of deep. Like that hurt deep. I'm gonna go with an animated show. I'm going with Spectacular Spider-Man. Spectacular Spider-Man is what I chose to be my all-time favorite Spider-Man series. I know a lot of people go straight to the 90s. For me, it was Spectacular Spider-Man. Especially that fucking theme song was chef's kiss. Anyway, that being canceled. And I remember it was just kind of like, it's gone. And I remember it felt like a day later, they were just like, all right, so Drake Bell's your new Spider-Man. I'm like, whoa. Time out. What the fuck just happened? Like, where's Spectacular Spider-Man? They were just like, nope. Ultimate Spider-Man's here. Luke Cage is 13 years old, and we're just doing a whole new thing. And it's like, I hate everything about this. I despise it. So
hey, we're not gonna make fun of Ultimate Spider-Man here.
AJ, for reasons I still will never understand, you love Luke Cage being a child. I don't know why you like it, but
it works.
You know what? I liked it too. I'll say it. I'll put myself out.
Oh, Jayla, don't you do that. Don't.
It's a guilty pleasure. I'm sorry.
My question, Jayla.
That is not guilty. It is a good show on its own. It is a great show.
Yes, Ash. I never thought I would say these words, but Jayla has disappointed me. Goodness gracious. Ultimate Spider-Man almost single-handedly destroyed the good name that the 90s and Spectacular Spider-Man built.
Ultimate Spider-Man did that.
It almost did. Look, if we keep talking
dramatic.
Talking about it, I'll go on record and say the MTV Spider-Man animated series was better. Don't push me, I'll say it. I will say it.
What?
I will say it. I will give Neil Patrick Harris the credit. I'll say it.
You are lying.
I don't care.
I'll say it.
That's rude. I would fight him.
You would fight me? Damn. Jamie, I'm going to pass it to you, Jamie. What canceled series was your villain origin story? You're muted, by the way, so we almost didn't even hear it. What was your origin story?
I don't know. Like I'm looking at the internet, like what has been canceled that I was like really sad about, and I honestly have no idea. Yeah, come back to me. I'm gonna keep looking.
Okay, all right, Trayvon. What was your villain origin story canceled series?
When I saw this online, there were two shows I thought of immediately, and then I thought about it more. There's another show. So there are three that Sense8 that was on Netflix. I really regardless of, like, the story was very interesting. I just think I wanted to see where it was going. I know they made the movie to like tie it up or whatever, but that was one show I was like, why you cancel this? I know why, it was expensive, they said, but whatever. But I'm like, damn it. That's what could they have filmed in different location a lot.
They be lying though, Trayvon. They be lying. They be lying.
I know.
When Sense8 was hot, there was no other streaming services out there. Netflix was killing the game.
So neat, man.
And they were just like,
so
nah,
different.
you got expensive. Expensive? All right, I'm sorry.
And then there was another show called The Secret Circle that was on the CW that it was witches. It was like this family of witches that had like this deep, like dark past to it. It was getting really good. Like shit was about to hit the fan when that shit was ending, and then they just canceled the shit. I was like, what the? I was like, what are you doing? Not now. Give me another season. They just canceled it. I was so mad. But anyway, I guess the show that I think about every time I think about a canceled show is a show called Noah's Ark. I don't know if anybody knows what that is, but
I know what Noah's Ark is. I don't know the show though.
Noah's Ark was a show about these. It was 4 gay black men, and they were like best friends, and they showed their lives. It got really deep into how their lives were actually, like it was so authentic. I don't know. It was just a really authentic way to show the show. And I think that was like the first time I ever seen a show that was like just it was normal for them to just be, gay, just normal. Like it didn't make it. It was fine. Like and they were all black, and it just, I don't know. Just I loved it, and then it got canceled after 2 seasons. Then they had a wrap up movie for it, which is fine. But then I think during the pandemic, they actually came back together and did a reunion type of thing, which was really cool. The guy that created it, directed it, and everything. Most of the cast came back. It's really cool. That's one thing that I would love to see again. I never see a show like that last very long, which annoys me. I would really like to see something that lasts like that again.
Yeah, I'm with you, but damn, Trayvon said 3 shows is what made me, is what turned me to the dark side. I get you though. I get you. Look, Netflix has been the birth of a lot of villain origin stories for sure. That's for damn sure. Ash, what show?
I got 4.
Oh God.
Jesus
Okay, go ahead.
Ash gets it.
I got 4. My very first one, and this is a show that when they said it was canceled, it hurt my heart, and it's the reason why I can't watch Young Justice. Green Lantern, the animated series. I love that.
It was
show.
really good. Yes.
That show, in my personal belief, that show was better than Young Justice. And when I'm sorry. And when they canceled, absolutely. And when they canceled that show, hurt me. The next one, Salvation, as well with Santiago Cabrera, loved it. Was the first show I really started to invest myself in, and then they canceled it. Sense8 as well, pisses me off. The movie, don't want to acknowledge it, but the one that really gets me, that Netflix really just, The Get Down. They canceled.
That was a good show.
Get Down.
That was a good show.
They use the expensive excuse on that too.
The expensive excuse. It's too expensive to do it. And they couldn't even give them a wrap-up movie? What? Yeah. Really? F off. That's why I don't have a subscription. Exactly.
All right. Well, I felt like that came from here.
It did. I feel hurt.
I felt that.
That shocked everybody when they got canceled again.
Also,
I remember that too. It was wild.
Yeah, bring back Green Lantern, the animated series. If y'all can bring back Young Justice, y'all can bring back Green Lantern. I need to see what happens to my boy Razor. He becomes a Blue Lantern.
If Green Lantern, the animated series, is back, I want my Beware the Batman. I mean, if we go on the whole 9, I want my Beware the Batman.
That's fine.
I'm just saying.
All those can be brought back.
That was going to be one of mine.
Come on. And mainly because that was literally the same animation. You're not going to tell me they weren't slowly building a Justice League with those two shows. I'm just saying. AJ, I see maybe one because you changed your name on here. It's Ultimate Spider-Man. Is that your villain origin story? What show really did it for you? What?
No, I'm just gonna keep it simple. Mine was Swamp Thing. First episode. Okay. First freaking episode, they announced we're canceling Swamp Thing. I'm like,
oh yeah,
that was wild. That was crazy.
That was fucked up.
And that first episode was great. This is literally like the only CW DC show that I actually like too. So
it was not CW.
It was DC Universe.
It was DC Universe. And then last year or the year before, they then re-put it out on this. It was never CW.
Okay. Regardless, I'm
just saying you try to take your shots at the CW whenever you can, and this was not.
And I'll continue well because
we're not trash.
But anyway,
like Ultimate Spider-Man.
I'm done.
Was it just Swamp Thing?
Just Swamp Thing.
Okay. No, I'm with you. And look, it didn't help that your lead character did not like her experience being part of that show. With them telling her, you better be blonde. And then she saying, I don't want to be blonde. Like, it was a whole back and forth with the lead actress of the Swamp Thing show. So, great show.
They announced that they got canceled, I stopped watching.
You stopped watching it? They announced it before episode 1. So you only did one episode?
Yeah.
It was a great.
I can't watch shows when they do that.
No, it's canceled.
I can't.
You're right.
I can't.
I feel you. I
feel you. Like emotionally invested.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, once I saw the trailer, I'm emotionally invested. So I had to watch it. Wait, did we get screeners? I think we got. No, we did. Yeah, we did. No, so I saw it before the announcement happened, so I felt a little at peace. Like, okay, well, I've already put my time in, so so that's on y'all. Okay. No, that's a really good pick, AJ, because that did cut deep. That cut real deep. It was like, damn, y'all are putting out good content, and now you want to cancel it? Like, this is actually good. The ending I still thought was not what it should have been. But okay. Jayla, I'm gonna pass it over to you. AJ, just before I pass it, you don't want to say Ultimate Spider-Man.
No.
Okay. I'm sorry, you changed your name and it threw me off. I just wanted to double check. Jayla, what show created your villain origin story?
I am fighting for my life as an Ultimate Spider-Man fan today, but that's not my choice. I have a few, I'll admit. Ash versus the Evil Dead. I was devastated. The plans they had for that show that got cut short is so upsetting. Okay, but anyways, also following up with I am not okay with this, an end of the effing world.
Yes.
Oh my God, Jayla! Oh my God! No, okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is the most
okay
animated I've ever seen you.
Bro, I've never met another human that loves End of the Fucking World as passionately as I did. That was so well written.
It was so cool.
And then they were just like,
nah. Santa Clara Diet as well. That was amazing. That was so good. That was such a cool concept with her being a zombie and all of that. But no, we don't get fun shows. We don't get fun. We don't get happiness.
We just get remakes.
I just get hurt and pain. Now at this point, I'm just like, I wait till they confirm season 2. I just have to, because like I don't want to get set up again.
But if you remember with I Am Not Okay With This and The Society, they renewed those shows for season 2 and then came back and said, nope.
Well, now I just have even more trust issues.
and look, you know what? To me, I think what should be done for these writers, these producers, I think it should be a clause in some of these contracts that if you do not want to continue it, I'm free to take it somewhere else.
Exactly. Exactly.
I think Netflix having sole dominance over these shows they want. Because look, Sense8, if you talk about Sense8, right? If fan base got together, right, when some of these other streaming services started to pop up, somebody would have taken Sense8. That's for damn. Somebody would have.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So to me, I'm like, you having exclusive rights and you just choosing to keep it in your garbage can, it's horrible. People put their blood, sweat, and tears in there, and you just signed a check, and now you get to dictate whether or not they get a new shelf life. I don't like that at all.
It's greedy.
It's trash.
Trash. It's stupid because they're never going to use it. They're never going to use it.
Right.
Just, why?
Right. You know, and look, I look at, do you know what Amazon Prime could have did with I'm Not Okay With This?
Don't remind me.
Know?
Don't remind me. Don't bring that up to me.
What? I watched The
Amazon
Boys and I'm just like, oh my God, a teenage version of that would be just epic, right? Just
it hurts.
Wait, that's the vibe you got from I Am Not Okay With This?
No. I Am Not Okay With This gave me Carrey vibes, but I'm saying to kind of take it a step further, right? Because remember, the comic book stopped after that. The comic book doesn't exist after that. After the ending of that, the comic book stopped. So that's why I'm like, if you're the showrunners, you could just make this whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? You can go crazy, whatever. You don't have to worry about accuracy. Go ahead, Trayvon.
You know, this is the same guy that's going to be running the new Power Rangers, right?
And then I'm Not Okay With This?
Mm-hmm.
And is he doing Power Rangers on Netflix?
Yeah.
Then I'm not interested. Then I'm not into. He's doing it on Netflix, so I could love it.
I'm saying you like him.
You really set him up too.
You like him.
No. Hear what I'm saying. I would be more excited about it if it wasn't the fear of Netflix possibly at any point saying, you know what, we don't want to move forward. We're done. We're no more.
Netflix has created trust issues.
Well, they don't own
understand.
Power Rangers, so
Yes.
Like shows need room to grow. Shows need time to really expand themselves, especially at their first season. Like you're not going to get a huge hit run every single time with one season. You're going to need some time to build up.
100%.
What do I know?
And that's what hurt me about Young Justice, Green Lantern, and Beware the Batman, because their reasonings to why they canceled it. They weren't selling toys. Who were you trying to sell toys to? Because all you had to do, Cartoon Network, all you had to do, if that was the case, was make each of those shows into Hot Toys, and AJ would have single-handedly kept your lights on. If you made them all into Hot Toys, AJ would have just said, you know what? That's where my checks are going.
Wait, so those shows were not, I'm like...
What show?
But
Young Justice, Green Lantern, the animated series, and Beware the Batman.
Yeah. Beware the Batman is a little bit funky in my mind. But Green Lantern and Young Justice were also not shows for kids, if we were being real.
Well, no, they weren't. So, what I loved about Beware the Batman was it made itself drastically different. So there was no Robin. Katana was his Robin, right? And then you were bringing in Professor Pig. You were bringing in they were making their way to possibly building the Outsiders.
Yeah,
it really got me excited.
Yeah, they came out with that concept about it, and I was just like, oh, I was like, don't tell me that.
Right. So I mean, you brought in Slade Wilson, like they were doing very.
They were gonna bring in Roy. Like, oh man, stop! I'm upset. I'm upset.
Sabrina, what show really was just like, oh hell no for you?
All right, I have two. One's a little embarrassing, but I want to say like the one that's less embarrassing because it's one of my comfort shows. It was like one season on Netflix that came out a year ago, and like I was waiting for a year for it to get renewed, and then it finally happened, and I was like, I kind of had a feeling it was gonna get canceled because they weren't like it didn't immediately get renewed like the second after it dropped. So I was like, I don't know, it could still happen. And then when it got announced, I was like, I'm heartbroken. Okay, so the first one I would say is Gotham. That broke my heart. That literally like I still feel sick about it. Like I know why they canceled it, but still like. Because I know a lot of people argue with Gotham's the last season being rushed, but like they had to rush it because it got canceled, so I'm like very upset. I'll never be over that. That's like my favorite show of all time, so like I'll never be over that cancellation, like ever. Yeah, I don't know. I just think about it and I get upset because I'm like I miss that show.
Yeah, they did a lot of things, and I remember interviewing the showrunner. They did a lot of things that I just wouldn't have done. So when they
in the show or just in the last season?
In the show. So I remember when they announced that they were ending it, I was just like, I've only been waiting a few seasons for this announcement. Like, I'm glad.
That's rude.
No, they hurt me with a lot of the decisions they made. Why would you introduce this world and make Bruce 10?
Boy.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that? That's all I'm saying.
Do you not understand why they did it? Do you not understand why? Because I do.
You just didn't have to introduce Bruce Wayne at all.
It was just another story they could do. I liked the concept of it, of knowing Bruce before he was Batman, because we never do. Every single story they've ever really done on Batman in live action has always been after his parents died, and that's it. You never see the before.
Beautiful.
Because that is the most interesting of Bruce Wayne is once he.
That's what the best part of that show was, seeing him like. Oh, stop. Joanna, I love you, but no. We're not going to get into this. Because this is going to get personal.
What's up, Trayvon?
I didn't like him meeting like his villains as a child. That was my problem with that show. Like,
they were in their 30s when he met them.
I didn't get it.
Technically, the only ones that were really in their 30s were Penguin and Riddler, and that's not really that big a deal. Because they were always a lot older than him anyway.
Not much.
Everybody.
Not by much.
It's weird.
Yeah, but like the ones that were really like mainly in the show that you really saw it were with Riddler and like the other like what my point is that I'm trying to make is that the villains were older, but the ones that were like the main ones you saw as like main characters were Riddler and Penguin. Like everyone else was like in an episode or two, so it's like whatever.
That's fair.
So like they do like their origin and then like they and then you see them again. But like consistently I would say Riddler and Penguin.
I will say it had great actors. That is probably the nicest thing I could say. Is that
what did you say?
It had really good actors. That's probably that's the extent. That's all.
Oh my God! Stop it.
They had great actors.
That's all you could say about Gotham.
I love Jada Pinkett in it, and I love
great actors.
Cameron.
There's more than that. I swear to God, one of these days you're gonna make me do a Gotham rewatch with me. I'm not kidding.
No.
I'll find a way.
I would
I'd rather
personally
be best
pay
friends
money
with
to see
AJ.
that.
I'd rather be best friends with AJ.
No, I will find a way for that to
Let it
happen.
happen, please. I will
No.
pay. Go ahead.
No, I can't.
No, I'm persuasive. I can do it.
What was your second show?
It was Julie and the Phantoms. It's like it was supposed to be like a kid's show, and I ended up really loving it. And I was like, oh man, it was created by the same guy who made High School Musical, and like those were like my comfort movies growing up. So I was like, it's like I said, it was directed towards kids, but it actually was like a really cute show, and like a lot of like adults, like 20 and up, kind of like got into the show because like all the actors, they were like, it was like about a ghost band. It's a weird concept, but like the show is really cute because it's like a musical show, and like it's like I don't know, it was cute, and like it was definitely like it was during COVID too, so I was like I need something to make me happy during this time, and that was my show, and then yeah, I had like a brief obsession with it, like really bad, and then I was like okay, I need my renewal, and then it didn't, and then like I think it was like 3 months ago, they went to like a con and they announced it was canceled, and I was like, yep, I knew it was coming, and I was like, it still hurts. So I don't know what's ever gonna happen, but it was like a cute concept. So like I don't know, it's just a good show. But like I never really got attached to certain shows. Like I'd watch a show and I'd be like, yeah, whatever. But those are the two that I would say that like definitely like personally where I was like, oh man, like that got me. But yeah. So
yeah, that's fair. Interesting fact: I've never seen High School Musical.
Jawan!
Are you
Jawan?
Good job.
All right, we're gonna change that. We're gonna change that too.
I'm sorry.
Those?
Time out. Most of you know
It is
from the Hawkeye series. What did you learn about?
You don't like
What
musicals?
do I not like? What do I not like?
You don't like musicals?
You don't like life.
I don't like musicals.
Who hurt you?
Joanne, I'm just gonna straight up tell you this right now.
Come on.
Joy.
Joanne.
That's not Joanne.
High School Musical is more than just a musical. It's a lifestyle. Yes. It's a masterpiece. It's cinema, all right?
First iPod
Especially
like
two.
My
Two
dad
was
bought
the
me the
best.
High School Musical 3
2 and 3, man.
Album I ever owned.
Yeah,
I'm making Blake go through a rewatch, so you can join us one day.
Okay, no, look.
He's never seen them either, so I'm making him watch them, and you're gonna come watch them with us. I'm not gonna accept this.
Wait, is Blake watching this right now?
No, he's gonna watch it later. But yeah, I'm gonna text him later and be like, listen, yeah.
Blake, do not let her make you watch this.
No.
It can't be.
Do not do it.
I mean, look,
I should have told him, I was like, listen, I don't have deal breakers, but like if you don't like these movies, that's a deal breaker for me. Like,
it's not a deal breaker. Come on now.
I'm kidding, no, but I was like, lie to me if you have to. I don't care. These movies are my life. Like you need to like them. Like just lie to me if you have to.
I have one question because I trust this person's taste to the utmost. AJ, am I missing out?
You're not
AJ.
You are.
No.
Look,
AJ, do not answer that. Don't listen to him. He's missing out.
Heard him say, like,
all of a sudden you trust his taste. Okay.
You never trusted
AJ.
his
Trust AJ with
Right.
You literally roast him half the time on here. And now you're asking for his taste. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
AJ, why do you even
I trust
answer that
AJ with my
question?
life.
He's just gonna. Come on.
Y'all the only two that's like against it, so I don't want to hear it.
I'm gonna be fair right now. High School Musical is mostly made for the female audience, so me not liking it makes sense.
Wait, it's made for a mostly female audience. How? I'm just curious. Like,
Why? Because of Zac Efron?
I mean, isn't it?
Women, yes.
Just to be fair.
Yo, hold on. There is nothing funnier than Tristan going, wait a second. like, hold on.
Wait a second. I'm a fan. I'm not a female. Come on. I'm offended. Yeah, no.
Oh, I said mostly. I didn't say all.
I will defend High School Musical 2. I will defend High School Musical 2.
I will defend those movies with my life. Like I will go to battle for those movies. You don't understand.
It's campy. It's fun. I love how dramatic Zac Efron is when he's contemplating life. It's
Oh
cool.
man, I have the entire all those lines and then dance moves known by heart.
Jawan, watch the first one. At least watch the first one.
Yeah,
Watch the first
No,
one.
you have to watch all three.
Watch the
Time out.
at all.
Hold on. The only way I will watch these High School Musical movies is if you tell me I can watch it on mute and with subtitles on. If I could do that, then I'll watch them. If not,
No, you can't.
Don't sing every 5 seconds, Jawan.
You can't do that. You have to. You have to listen to it. If you're going to
Live
watch
reaction. It'll be so much fun to do a live reaction.
Yes, as long as you guys can stomach me saying I'm miserable every 5 seconds.
Yes, I will do it if you can.
I'll do it if you give it a shot. I will do it.
Count me out.
Come on, Jawan, do it for me.
Do you regret bringing me on yet?
So, Joanne,
Yeah, do you regret bringing me on? I'm gonna hold you and Blake against your will watching High School Musical.
You know what? That's a movie. That's a movie I'd watch a million times before I watch High School Musical. Bring It On. I'd watch Bring It On.
Bring It On.
Come on.
You
haven't seen Bring It On? You haven't seen
I've seen Bring It On.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a personal heart, a connection to Bring It On. You guys don't understand. I love that movie.
Me too.
Love that movie.
It's a great movie.
I'm so offended right now.
There were so
No,
many
they're great.
I had in that movie. It's unbelievable. I was just like crush on you, on you, on you, and you, and you. I loved her from that day on, for sure. But yeah, I'll never watch High School Musical. Will never happen. AJ, you are up.
It's gonna happen.
Oh, no, Jamie, I forgot you passed it. See, I almost made the mistake. Jamie, have you figured out what your villain origin story was caused by?
I have. One of them, adding to the list the fact that you haven't seen High School Musical. But I would say, all right, I have two, and I think the one that's like the lesser tier, that's like, oh, okay, this kind of had me kind of hot a little bit. Drake Long's American Dragon. I really love that cartoon.
That was a good show.
So good.
Yes.
The fact that like it's made no kind of return. Disney, what are you doing? What are you doing?
What's the other one?
The other one, this is top tier. Like, this is what convinced me. I'm gonna start robbing banks. I'm gonna just start slapping people on stage. I'm gonna do all the stuff. Teen Titans, the original Teen Titans.
Yes, me too. Oh my god. Oh my god, yeah. Oh my god. I can't believe I didn't mention that one. That was would have been one of mine too. Yeah. Oh my
Even
god.
as a child, I was like, what happened to Teen Titans? Where is
Listen, even though it's not accurate at all, like it still was like top tier, like cartoon.
Teen Titans to me was more accurate than the comic books. I know that makes no sense, but I swear, everything about Teen Titans I built, even though I read the comics, I built off of that show. I built everything off of that show. Everything.
I think that's where everybody mostly started getting into Teen Titans.
If you weren't alive in the 80s, in the 80s.
Have you read like all the Titans runs, new and old?
Not new. I will never read new, but old.
Well, that's what it's based off of.
Say it again. That's what you said.
That's what the show's based off of. New Teen Titans. It's that run with Starfire, Cyborg, Beast Boy. That's what that lineup is on. It's a new Teen Titans.
You just bring back my voice actors for the animated series. I don't need to read the new one. It's okay.
I mean, I love that lineup, but like the OG Titans, like the original lineup's probably my favorite. But like, so like when they had them as like Titans East, that's what I was like, no, you're supposed to be actual Titans, and I'm still upset we never got to see Donna. I think that's the only one that never really got in the show.
No, we had Donna in the show, didn't we?
No, we didn't.
No, I don't think so.
She was the only one. We had Wally, we had Garth. We had like new and old Titans, except for except for Donna.
I love how Young Justice just walked in the room and was just like, Aqualad. Y'all thought that guy was Aqualad.
I'm so upset.
No.
Alright, I love Jackson Hyde as Aqualad, but like Garth is my Aqualad. Like that's the one I grew up with, so I'm like, where's that disrespect?
I'm with you until Calder. When Calder came, he was just like, well, nope, that's it. That's the guy. That's him. No more. End of the discussion. That's the guy. He's here now. That's it. And that's my favorite now. But yeah, you know what, Jamie? That Jake show, I'll give you Jake, but raise you Shaolin Chronicles. Shaolin Chronicles.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes. Okay. So you guys trying to remember what that show was? The main character looked just like Krillin.
Yes.
That is Shaolin Showdown.
Oh, okay, I remember that.
Oh, Shaolin Showdown. Shaolin Chronicles, I think, was when they brought it back later on. Shaolin Showdown was.
Who does it look like?
He looks like
Krillin from Dragon Ball Z.
Oh yeah, then that's completely out of my like zone. Because I was like, I don't even like I know who that is, but like I wouldn't have like immediately been like, oh yeah, So yeah, I'm so
Wait, but you've
confused.
seen
He's
Dragon
just-
Ball Z.
Little Kim.
Yeah, just not in a long time. So like
that's
I'm not like
say,
heavy into it where I'd be like, oh, I know this character, like, or I know exactly what you're talking about. Like I had to think about who that was for a second.
I was about to say, you're not gonna call me out on High School Musical. You ain't.
No, I actually am cultured.
Did y'all watch Jackie Chan Adventures?
Say it again, Trayvon.
You watch Jackie Chan Adventures?
Yes. Oh my.
No.
I don't know why. I really love Jackie Chan as a kid.
I
So
love
that shows.
I love the uncle, bro. I love
And
the
a
uncle
Yes.
so goddamn much.
And Putney and Scooby Doo. I'm starting to think about all the things. Yeah.
Bro, that was my mantra for forever. I still to this day don't know what the hell he was saying, but you don't know my fighty style. That was my mantra for forever. For forever. Yeah, I love that show. Damn, Jamie, you threw me. Oh man.
Yeah, it's nostalgia, man. Oh my god.
Yeah, I had to dig real deep to find those.
Shout out to Mr. E brought up.
Unlock a memory I didn't know I had.
Mr. E brought up in the comment section Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Earth's Mightiest Heroes, I wasn't as broken up about because you introduced Galactus and they beat Galactus. Once you did that, I'm kind of like, well, you kind of shot your whole load at that point.
They did everything. They did everything.
They did a lot. They did a lot. Now, again, could they have continued? Because there was no Thanos. They didn't really do Ultron like that. As much as they could have really explored Ultron, again, there was no Thanos. Yes, they could have continued. But once you introduce Galactus, that's it. You're done. Move on. That's it. You're done. So damn, the Earth's Mightiest Heroes. That show slapped, bro. That show was crazy good. All right, let's move on. All right, AJ, what we got for hot takes this week?
All right, my hot take for this week is the decision that Netflix made to give to make people get $3 more so they can bring back their audience and stuff like that. That's my hot take. Business wise, I think it makes sense for them to do that. I am with you guys. I know you guys had arguments with me last week about this. I am with you guys. For us, it's not good, but this is something they needed to do because they are losing a lot of money. So that's my hot take.
But see,
from a business standpoint, I don't agree because no other streaming service is doing it. So clearly it's not a business tactic that's hurting everybody. So to me, what's maybe hurting Netflix is you keep giving us great shows and then not bringing them back. That might be a cause. Your subscription, your base subscription, I believe, is one of the lowest out of all the streaming services. That might also be what's hurting.
Is it though?
They have a base of $8.99.
I don't think that's true.
No,
their base
subscription
is
$5. I think.
Wait, say it again.
Paramount Plus is $5, I think.
They better not be. I'm not paying $5 for Paramount Plus.
What are you paying there?
I'm paying I think $10 or $12 for Paramount Plus.
Really?
It might be $9.99. I think I'm paying. What the hell?
Oh, if you got Xbox Game Pass, you get a free month.
That's true.
Yeah, I might need to do that. I might need to also call my billing department and see what the hell going on. $5.
Is Paramount Plus?
Is it? Because again, I think Netflix
That's what I'm paying.
I know Disney
I have
Plus.
a free month, like Jamie. You're cool.
I know I'm paying $4.99. That's all
Oh
I
my
know.
god.
Damn.
Yeah, Paramount Plus. So Paramount Plus with no ads is $10.
Oh, okay.
But
Then
with
that's
the
what
ads,
happens. Okay.
ads is a little bit less. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do
that makes
ads.
sense.
I'd watch regular television if I wanted ads.
Yeah, I can't do ads.
Like, what the hell? They're like, would you like commercials with your movie?
Absolutely.
No. What kind of question is that? Hell no.
The first time I've seen a commercial was on Halo. So
Oh,
everything else I watched on there. That's all time. That's all time I've seen them.
If you want to have me dislike a show, randomly put a commercial in front of it.
It was at the beginning. It's like right at the beginning, not like during.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, yeah. Hell, I wouldn't have gotten through it.
And then I have a question. Trayvon. What are the like commercials about? Is it about Paramount Plus stuff or is it just random shit?
Yeah, I think it's advertisement or something else.
Shit.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, it's like food products and all kinds of random stuff.
Oh, then yeah. See, it'll make more sense
regular,
if they just did their own stuff to make the ads. That would have made.
Well, no, not really, because you need
somebody
money
to pay for it.
Yeah, you need money. So they got to advertise other stuff to get. You advertise yourself. It's like, bro, I'm watching. Like, could you picture you're watching Halo and they go, "Hey, brand new show out."
Yeah, that is
Halo.
true. AMC does that all the time too, though. So.
Like,
I guess it's
hurry up and get through this.
I guess the cheapest would be Disney Plus then, since they were like at the beginning it was $6.99 or whatever.
And
with
Disney
no
Plus is moving up soon.
Yeah.
They are going to move up soon. So again, Netflix, I think your problems don't have to do with account sharing. I think you have way bigger problems than that. As far as your fans,
but they keep raising the subscription too, though. Like
they do.
But to me, look, Disney Plus knows that people share. Hulu knows that people share. Paramount knows people share. HBO Max knows that people share. Apple knows people share. I've not heard any of them come out and go, "Yo, dog, y'all foul." You know what I'm saying? Y'all foul sharing.
Well, the reason why I think Netflix is making a bigger deal of it is because of those streaming services are becoming bigger at a much faster rate
and snatching their shows from them. And snatching all their IP
to AJ's
from
point,
them.
though, to AJ's point, all these other streaming services have something, right? HBO Max is a Warner Brothers subsidiary. So Warner Brothers is what keeps the lights on, right? It's not depending on HBO Max. Same with Disney Plus, Hulu, Apple. So Netflix is the only one of them that's just Netflix. Like there's no Netflix.
That is true, yeah.
There's no Netflix, like, you know, studio. Like, it's just Netflix. So I think at the end of the day, they're just like, bro, we ain't making that much as is. And y'all trying to...
I think they're just scraping it for money at this point.
I heard they were in debt anyway. Then I thought I read that they were in debt anyway, but they steadily, like, spend all this money somehow. I don't get it.
My argument with Netflix has always been that they should always just go quantity over quality at this point, because they're spending more money than they're making all of the time, and then you're making it worse for people that's leaving. It makes no sense to me. You try to just focus on the shows that are being more successful and then build on that. But instead, they're just cutting one series out and then adding like 7 more, which.
Well, I mean, it depends on what their branding strategy is. Because like a realistic person would go, you don't spend all that money to do The Irishman, right? But Netflix would tell you, I got an Oscar for that. So yeah, I would do that again in a heartbeat. So it depends on what they're trying.
Oscars don't pay the bills though.
No, it doesn't. But
maybe them gift bags do.
Right. But what does bring in the coin, AJ?
You read that too, yeah.
But what does bring in the coin is when directors go, damn, they let Martin Scorsese really kind of do whatever he wanted. There was no pushback. They gave him the freedom. Maybe I want to go to Netflix and bring my big movie to them, you know, because they give me control. So to me, it does bring in more directors, which brings in more projects, which brings in more more streaming. So to me,
you see that video that they put out?
In the recent years, there hasn't been a significant bump to Netflix to prove that, though.
Which is why I always said I don't ever listen to streaming services when they say this was the highest streaming show ever, because there's no tangible numbers to that. They could say that for anything to boost people's interest in watching it. Well, no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
To be fair on that point, it can be the highest rated or highest seen show for that week. But ultimately, if it's not doing consistent numbers, then at that point, it doesn't mean anything. So it's...
Yeah, I mean,
look, this is what we were talking about with the binge watching. People will binge watch the shit out of something and then turn the Netflix off. And then when something else new comes out, binge watch it, turn it back off. For me, Netflix business model is just really, really flawed. And I'm surprised nobody's been talking about it, or it's just...
Because Netflix is making it really easy to not care anymore. They're making it really easy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Really easy.
Absolutely.
At some point, we're going to go Netflix. Oh yeah, Netflix. I remember.
Look,
Yeah.
Netflix is gonna be
they-
MySpace, the equivalent
Yes.
of MySpace.
Yes, that's what it's gonna
Oh,
become.
that's so
Where it's
sad.
just like, oh, don't you guys remember that? No, you know what's funny? It's funny how Netflix came into business and put Blockbuster out of business, right? Because it was just the demand of it. Now all these other streaming services are treating Netflix like they did
studio
Blockbuster.
backing. Yeah.
Right. And it's just like at some point we're gonna like, damn, don't you remember the days of Netflix? And it's like, damn, bro.
I don't know.
Or they'll get bought.
Stranger Things.
I feel like that's more
someone's
likely than
gonna
it's just going
someone's
away.
gonna buy off Netflix.
Hold on
Yeah,
one
Apple.
second, because
Apple
four
buy
of you spoke all at the same time. Let's do one at a time. Let's start with Jamie. What did you say, Jamie?
Yeah, I was just saying, I think it's more likely that Netflix will get bought, like what Trayvon and AJ is saying, before it goes away. Like, it's just become, I feel like a staple in our culture at this point. Granted, you know, like, I wouldn't say it's absolutely impossible for the streaming service to go, but I don't know. It'll be weird without Netflix now.
If it gets bought, 9 times out of 10, it'll get bought by one of its competitors, and then it'll just cease to exist. They'll buy it out just to make sure it doesn't exist anymore.
I mean, yeah, the platform won't exist, but I think like the projects and stuff that they're trying to promote.
Oh yes,
well,
yes. Like I
hopefully,
could see.
yeah.
I
So
could
in
see,
spirit.
right? I could see Apple buying them, so like Apple would continue The Witcher, stuff like that. I could see that, but Netflix existing would be gone, and it would just be Apple continuing those said projects. So I agree with you in that stance. What were you saying, AJ?
No, I was going on the route as Jamie was talking about, but yeah.
Okay, what were you saying, Trayvon?
Oh, I was saying, I mean, they could get, bought, and I was thinking about a studio that I said Apple at first, but now I'm starting to think about Hasbro. I wonder if Hasbro could buy them.
Now,
that would be really interesting.
Hasbro could be really interesting. They got
how much is Hasbro worth? How much are they worth?
I mean, they have a lot of shows on there already. That's why I was like, maybe they might as well.
Right, but don't go by how much they're worth, AJ. Because companies like that always pull funding, always pull money from somewhere. So to me, if Netflix gets to a point to where they can be bought, I don't think it'll be because someone just gives an astronomical number. I think it's because they'll understand that the ending is near, and they just want to get out of it.
That's fair, but you also have to keep in consideration that if they're gonna buy off on Netflix or whatever,
or partner up, or
they have to deal with the debt and all of that too. 100%. And Netflix debt that shit is huge.
Well, then time out. If we want to go that route, the only person that could swallow Netflix and it not even bother them is Amazon. Amazon will buy them off.
Or Apple.
Apple could.
Not as much as Amazon. I think we
but they'll
$1 billion. Over $1 billion.
Apple's doing just fine.
If it's not Amazon, then it's Apple.
I believe Apple would be a great number 2, but number 1, and by a large margin, would be the company that just spent over a few $1 billion to acquire MGM. And they still haven't taken a step back from it. They just sold a few more things, Amazon Fresh, and they're good. Like Amazon never took a hit spending all that money.
Apple would be interesting because they've already been good at buying something and then like kind of rebranding it for them, like they did with Beats. They bought Beats and then turned it to Apple Music. Like it would be very, interesting for them to take that and just turn it into Apple TV Plus, or something like just make a new version of Apple TV Plus that has a lot of IP now. Because Apple, they don't have is IP.
Look, I love Apple TV. I literally like watch everything that's on Apple TV. But the one thing they're missing is a huge brand.
Yeah.
And if anything, Netflix has a couple of those huge brands that they can just take off and bring into Apple Plus or Apple TV. So it's.
I mean, look, if I'm Apple, I even do what Trayvon's saying. I look at Netflix and I call Hasbro and go, how can I get both of you? I want both of you. I want both of you. I want Power Rangers. You know what I'm saying? I want Power Rangers over here. I want The Witcher over there. I want it all. You know what I'm saying? I'll just sell the same iPhone just with a different camera and make up the money. You know what I'm saying? So I'll do what I need to do. But all right, let's move on. We only got 1 or 2 more topics and we're getting out of here. Jayla, I want to start with you on this because I thought you'd be really excited about this. I couldn't wait to hear your take. A prequel to It is in works. at HBO Max, currently titled Welcome to Dare. Is it Derry?
Derry.
Derry,
Yeah.
okay. All right, I thought so. The series would tell the origins of Pennywise and the 27-year curse of Derry. What are your thoughts on that, Jayla?
It's interesting. I'm very interested. Because a lot of people don't realize that Pennywise is like this interdimensional being,
right.
Not so much just a clown. He's a lot, I don't want to say deeper, but deeper than that. So I'm very interested in how they portray that, how they go into that. Do they just kind of go back into this clown only thing, or do they go like Lovecraftian with it? I'm very interested. It depends. It depends on how they take it, because look, I think Pennywise is terrifying. I of course, but I would like them to like go on the more other dimensional, can't really explain it horrors of it, right? Because that's why he's called It,
Right.
So that's what I want to see. Fingers crossed, though.
I mean, I think Pennywise is maybe one of very few horror characters that works for. Right? Because like, look, we've seen, and again, albeit whether it was a good movie or not a good movie, doesn't matter, but we've seen a Freddy Krueger where you try to go the route of an origin story and it just didn't work because you went too serious on a character we want some humor from, right? So to me, there's not a lot of horror icons that I'm curious about their beginnings. I don't really care. I care about now. Now you're terrifying. That's really all I need. But Pennywise is one of those characters that I'm like, how twisted was this individual before the events of everything that we know that happened? So I'm very.
Well, I think it's him as a character too, like him, being like an international, don't they like consider him like kind of like an alien? I never really read the books, but like
he's like
I know like he's like so like I think that's kind of why everyone's always been like, because they always tease that about him. So you're like, all right, how is he this? How does he turn into all these fears and everything? If he's like once like a regular man, or as like whatever they say. I don't know if I'm right because I've never read the books, but I've only like watched the movies. I hope I'm right. I don't know.
Well, with Pennywise, he's literally like the only character that has a deep mythology within his past. Unlike Freddy Krueger, where it's like only a couple years, and it's really not that deep, and that's why I don't really care about their their origin story. But with Pennywise, it makes more sense because it's building off of that billion-year mythology that he already has. So for me, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, 100%.
And I'm with Jamie. If they go Lovecraft on this series,
Jamie,
I would be so happy.
Jayla? It's Jayla.
Yeah, sorry.
Was
obviously AJ.
Muted the whole time that I said everything.
Go full Lovecraft though. We're on the same page. Full Lovecraft, please.
The funnier part about you calling Jayla Jamie is that I did have to look over at Jamie and go, wait a minute. Did Jamie say something?
That's why I was like,
Jamie didn't say something. Like, what did I miss here?
I was talking the whole time. What do you mean?
We're obviously interchangeable, Jamie.
You guys know what I meant.
I want to know. I don't even think you know what you meant, but I want to pass it to Tristan. Tristan, I want to ask you a twofold. I want to ask you, one, are you interested in this series? And two, I want to ask you, is this one of the only characters that you personally would be interested in an origin for? Or does this kind of fall in that, like, I don't really need to know the beginning?
I'm definitely interested in this one because even in the original book and even in the movies, you're told that the whole cycle, Pennywise's cycle, is like every 27 years, there's like a great act of violence and then he awakens, or he kind of exacerbates that and it kind of wakes him up. So it's literally ingrained into the original story, like somebody mentioned earlier. It's not like a thing where Freddy Krueger, where there's little hints at mythology, or you see they're obviously kind of making it up as they go. Like in the original book, it's literally ingrained, and you're told that it goes all the way back to like, there's like a reference to like Roanoke, where Pennywise for like 3 years was killing all these colonists and eventually killed everyone. So like there's always been that huge history there. So I'm interested in seeing it because those moments are briefly touched on, but to actually see them play out, I think just makes the character even more sinister. To know that it's been around for so long and been terrorizing people for so long. I'm hoping for a Lovecraftian angle to it as well, and I think they even address it in the movies that, like, they definitely address it in the book. Its real form will drive you insane. So that's very Lovecraftian. Like, you look at it and suddenly you're never the same again. So I definitely want to see that. So yeah, I want to see the origin for this character. It's been built up for decades.
Yeah, look, from someone who just watched the movies, I didn't even watch the original. I just watched the newer movies.
Yeah, me too.
And I kept saying to myself, like, if I'm a kid and this happens, no way in hell I would ever go back as an adult. I barely escaped this shit as a kid. Like, no way I'm ever going back. No matter.
Wait, Juwan, wait, hold on. Didn't I say that for Scream in our group chat?
Oh, wait, no,
time out. You said that specifically about Sydney, and what we were saying was Sydney is directly involved. Like, the killer comes for Sydney, right?
Every time.
So the difference is, in this town, these characters as adults came back to the town. Pennywise didn't go find them where they were. They went back there to try to end it for good. Sydney was sitting at home just chilling, reading a book, and it was just like, Sydney. And it was like, God damn, like, how did you find me here? Like,
again. Oh my God.
Like,
well, yeah, she got the phone call saying that he's back. Or like that it was back. So she's like,
he didn't call, the killer didn't call Sydney.
No, in the second or the third movie where she lived far away.
Yeah. Oh, they're talking about the recent one.
Wait,
no.
I thought
this
the
is
second
2 or 3.
You're talking about
the second all the way.
I thought you were talking about recently. I was like, well, yeah.
No, like the second or third one, she was at, like, I remember it was the scene where she was
college,
like walking her dog or whatever, and then she got the phone call, and it was him, and she thought he was there with her, like he was in the actual town. So it's always made to pull her back in, like her personal. You look at Pennywise. Pennywise doesn't go and find them. You know what I'm saying? They made the decision to come back.
I mean, to be fair, he sleeps 27 years. So of course he doesn't try to go find them during that time.
Yeah, but AJ, when he woke up, he didn't go, oh, let me find them goddamn kids. Like, no.
Oh no, and you never know. you never know. Wait, hold on. Didn't they start getting nightmares as soon as he started to wake up?
No, you're right. They all started getting nightmares, and they all were like, all right, we have to come back and figure out what's going on. And then they came back, and they're like, all right, we're obviously connected to this somehow.
Well, like, it was also like them being away. They forgot, like, everything.
Yes. Yeah. Until he woke up again.
Right.
Yeah, and then, like, them
action. I respect it.
Mm-hmm. But AJ, you will never, ever in your life come for Sydney. Okay, that's what
I'll do it every single time. I'll do it every single time.
That's what you won't do.
I'll do it every single time.
You can let her rest.
Thank you. 100%. Absolutely.
100%. Trayvon, I want to go to you because I know horror movies is one of your deepest passions. You were telling me yesterday you couldn't get enough of horror movies. You were telling me you were watching The Strangers with your door open at night with the lights off.
I'm never watching that movie again.
Gotcha.
Oh, you poor thing.
You should watch that movie. You didn't like it? You didn't like that movie?
That's the face of like someone who's been emotionally damaged.
All right, listen. I actually had that a few nights ago. Me and Blake were watching Dark Skies, and like I could not sleep that night. Like it freaked me out so bad that I was like, I can't sleep.
You're sleeping like a baby after a horror movie.
No, I don't like alien movies.
Peacefully after a horror movie.
No, it was an alien movie. It freaked me out. I don't know. It's too real.
The Fourth Kind. It's very fun, lighthearted movie.
Yeah,
easy to watch.
Is it? Yeah. Are you guys lying to me?
No, Sabrina, you should watch Hostel. It's like a comedy horror movie.
I love Hostel. It's so good.
So humorous.
I don't know what to believe right now because it is April 1st.
April Fools.
Yeah,
don't watch that movie. Don't watch
it. No, it is really, really good. Y'all
are not nice.
It's really good.
They love horror, so let's.
It's like
I like horror movies too, but like sometimes they get me. I don't know. They get me.
You know
sometimes.
what? Time out. That's the horror movies that I love. Is the ones that I'm like, man. It's like when you guys watch Hot Ones, and you see the celebrity that's like, man, this shit ain't hot, and then 5 seconds later, it's like, oh shit, oh my god. I love horror movies like that I walk in, I'm like, man, this shit's not nothing. And the next thing you know, I am in tears. Like,
I have a movie for you.
Yeah.
Oh my
Discuss it
god.
later.
Wait,
Jordan
have you
Peele's
guys
movies
seen
do that for
Master
me.
yet?
Have you seen what? No, with
Master.
Regina Hall.
Regina, yeah.
Regina Hall, right?
I've been
That
meaning to
movie
watch
pissed
that.
me
Is it good?
I haven't watched. I'm gonna watch it after this.
I will say though, guys, AJ, and I'm gonna go right to you. AJ is the person I go to. If AJ says a horror movie is good or bad, all jokes aside, I truly trust that wholeheartedly. If he says it's bad, I don't even waste my time. That's how much I trust AJ when it comes to horror movies. Literally nothing else. AJ
I mean, that should be you with everything I watch. But
no. AJ can
I'd
tell
be
me
looking at Haley
about
Steinfeld all day if that was the case.
Wait, would you say, Jamie?
Hey, wait, hold on. Didn't I get you into Ranking of Kings? So
yeah, but like that whatever.
Look at you,
Exactly.
Jamie. Look at you, Jamie. What were you gonna say, Tristan? What were you gonna say, Tristan?
I was gonna say that
I
movie
didn't-
Master, like, ooh, I can't. We need to talk about that because after y'all watch it, because that ending.
Oh, you watched it?
I
You like
watched it. I liked it. It just really frustrated me. And when you watch it, you'll see why. Like,
Okay.
you're gonna be like, "What?" Like, I promise you, that's gonna be.
All right, we'll do a review on it when we all see it. We'll do a review on it. I got you. What are you gonna say, Trayvon?
You asking me something.
About
Yes.
Welcome to
How
Derry.
excited were you
talking
about
about
the
strangers.
Pennywise project?
I don't do it. I don't.
He's very
I don't
excited.
do it.
Aw, what was your experience with
It's a
strangers?
clowns. Strangers scares me because any movie that can happen to me in real life possibly
Mm-hmm.
terrifies me. I just
No, I'm the same way. I'm definitely the same way.
Look,
movie
it had
like
the
that.
greatest line in a horror movie ever. Like, why are you doing it?
Yeah,
Because you're a home. Like, that is the greatest line I've ever heard in any horror movie ever.
No, yeah,
Like,
it
literally ever.
still haunts me to this day, and the mask they were wearing.
Oh man, yeah.
To
The
my
second
face.
one freaks me out too. Oh,
I didn't
really
watch the
like
second
Your
one.
Next. That's my fave.
That's a good one.
Now,
Your Next.
a movie I like that everyone pooped on. I love The Vacancy. I really did dig
You know what? I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one.
I
I'll
enjoyed
give
it
it to you. It's,
I'm
I
just
like-
saying. I enjoyed
have you
it.
watched Descent?
Descent? Yes. Yep.
Saw. I
Mhm.
can do those.
Wait,
I
you
can
could do what?
I can do Scream, Saw, Paranormal Activity.
Wait, Scream
might
could
be
happen
awesome.
in real life? I thought you didn't like
Man,
Scream.
Saw can happen in real life. What?
I mean, yes.
No, what man has enough money to
See,
buy out this
Saw-
warehouse, kidnap people?
Multiple
Sorry,
warehouse.
time
Saw
out. Time
scared
out.
me.
Hold on.
Look.
Hold on. If we're gonna talk about Batman being privileged,
Wait.
definitely gonna talk about Jigsaw being privileged. That
Saw,
can never
look,
happen
Saw did
in
scare
today's
me.
world for sure.
It's certain movies that have influenced my life.
Right, right.
And Final Destination is movies that influenced my life.
Javon, that's nothing but real
I'm
life.
just listen.
no,
I'm telling
it makes you think about things that you don't think about. It's
But
freaky.
that's what I'm saying. That should be scarier than
Listen,
Strangers.
this is what I'm saying. These are
Go
movies
ahead.
I've never watched again. Okay, I'm just saying. Final
Let the
Destination,
man
I've
talk.
watched them, and they influence my life. They make me think a lot of. You think you walk through life differently after you see Final Destination.
Especially
just-
two.
I don't be watching.
that's just-
Especially
that's it.
two.
Yeah,
I don't mess
like,
with
the
horror.
second one.
especially driving. It really changes everything for you. So that is one thing.
So after seeing
Saw
Saw,
movies.
you didn't treat
No.
old people
I'm
better?
about to tell you what's screwed
Okay.
about Saw. So I watched the Saw movies. Once I found out that he was a mechanical engineer, I think. So
Yeah.
my school, like a lot of engineering. So it was just like,
Oh god.
so some of you motherfuckers could probably do this to me. So it influenced me to be nice to everyone. Don't do anything bad. Try not to cross anybody.
Hey, I do that
Don't do
anyway.
nothing
You don't know
illegal.
who's crazy, who's not.
Like,
You know.
I don't need you like snatching me up talking about you did this. I ain't do nothing. So you ain't snatching me up, okay? I didn't do anything to be snatched up for.
No, real story though, real story. And this is also kind of like scary that this even happened. But there was a guy at my high school who put like a date and like something about like it kind of reminiscent of like school shootings while I was in high school. But it was like the album name of this band or whatever. And so people reported it because they were obviously concerned and like they should have been. And so he's like, oh, okay. So y'all thought this was like I was playing a school shooting or something. So then he doubled down on it and he's like, tweet. He sent out on Snapchat, like, if I like you, don't come to school tomorrow or something like that. And like that crap can happen in real life. So you just gotta be nice to people and hope that you get the warning at least to get out.
At least
yes. Honestly, like I swear, like I was like, I'm not being like I'm gonna be a great person my whole life.
You know what? I respect.
So wait a minute.
Hey, it was
who would you be today if
good.
Saw never happened? Who would you be today, Trayvon?
I don't know. I might be a lot darker. Probably a lot darker than I am now. Honestly, Final Destination, Strangers, Saw really humbled me for real.
Yeah, I've never wanted a
multiverse.
Yes.
I've never wanted a multiverse.
I could have been an asshole. Never know. Might not been here talking to you all that day.
Damn, that's crazy. Wow. Jamie, are you excited for the Pennywise series at all?
No. Just damn. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not. I didn't watch it too because it gave me some like conflicting messages. Like it was very much so a comedy, and then it just had some very scary moments for me. And so and so then like when it 2 came out, I'm like I don't really know if I want to go through that again. And Pennywise, he's a scary thing. So the fact that they're trying to dive deeper into that, I'm like, count me out.
It too was terrifying. There's a bit
really
like this old lady thing, and she's like shuffling around. It wasn't terrifying. There's parts that made me. Old lady? Yes, the naked old lady. It was a very eerie movie. Not the scariest thing I've ever seen. There's some scenes that just like made me so uncomfortable, and then it made me cry, and then it was over.
Bro, I'll never forget, like, the trailer shows the old lady, right?
Oh,
like,
she's so gross.
But, like, someone that saw it before me was like, bro, there's this naked old lady in the movie. And I'm like, that's such a random thing to say. I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, bro, it's like this naked old lady in the movie. Like, beware. And I'm sitting there the whole time of that movie, just like, I don't want to see this naked old lady. And then when she just starts running at you, I'm like, oh my God, no.
It was bit and the bit under the bleachers where he was like, that one got me too. That was messed up. That was dark. That was a really dark part.
That was
a dark movie.
It was a cool scene. I like that.
I'm never watching.
It freaked me out though. That and when they're in
I'm gonna send you that specific scene.
The one in the mirror.
The one in the mirrors was really messed up.
It was sad.
Okay, all right. So this is how I want to end the show. I like this conversation. This is how I want to end the show. Give me one scene from a horror movie that just shook you to your core. Okay, I'll give everyone a second to think. Mine, straight off the top, you guys know I've said this ad nauseum. It's Hostel. It's Hostel. When he cuts the back of his foot, he slices the back of essentially his Achilles heel. He slices that off and then lets him go and tells him to walk. And you see him trying to walk and then he falls. Oh, that always gets me to my core because I'm like, bro, that's not like putting someone in a contraption. That's something very real. Of someone just being sick enough to go, I wonder if this guy can walk without his Achilles, and just slices that goddamn thing. Shook me to my core forever, stays with me, haunts me, and it's why Sabrina should watch it. It's a great movie. AJ, what one scene shakes you to your core?
Okay, it was a scene in The Grudge. It was the shower scene in The Grudge where she washes her hair and then just the hand just that scene just it was terrifying. And I was fairly young when I watched that movie too. It was crazy.
I 100% agree with you, bro. That is just like, Whoo, baths for me. No more showers. Actually,
it was just no more shampoo, no more hair.
Oh my God. You know what? I think I did happen to catch that when it was on TV because I remember there was a distinct period of time where like taking showers, I'm like, I'm gonna keep my eyes open no matter what. I don't care if it burns. Like I'm gonna do what I gotta do. And I remember my lights flickered in my bathroom one night and I legitimately ran out of my bathroom naked, fell on the bathroom floor, got up and kept running. I was so scared.
Yo, picture something was actually in your shower head and they're just dying laughing like, yo, we got her.
God. Oh my God. I know. If that was a prank show, like I would have been mean by now. Awful.
Oh, Jamie.
It was bad. Honestly, I hit the door too. You just heard like
I think that was the only time I watched.
What you said, AJ?
I said honestly, I think that was the only time I ever watched The Grudge. After that, I just couldn't watch it anymore.
Yeah, and wait, didn't it have a weird sound like
Yeah.
Hell no.
It sure did. It sure did.
Nope, hell no. You know what? As I pass this to you, Tristan, that to me is what I think makes a defining horror movie, right? Is where there's something that resides from it. Something that could be as small as just them making that sound that just sticks with you. Like, bro, I'll never forget. Like, that was probably one of the coolest things about being young around when Scream came out, is because prank calls were literally at an all-time high. I think the highest prank calls have ever been in the history of everdom is when Scream came out, because people would just call and just try to be like Ghostface, right? And it's just like,
you do that to me, I'll never be your friend again. We're done.
Like, come on.
Absolutely.
And you know what was scarier, Trayvon? When it came out, I don't either caller IDs didn't exist or not everybody had caller IDs. So
no, they had a number. I think it was like star 54, something like that, where
right?
caller ID.
Right. 67.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Woof, terrifying. Tristan, what horror scene shocked you to your core?
So it was the scene that Jayla and I were both just referencing a second ago in It Part 2, where James, his last name is like, what is it, McAvoy? Yeah. Mm-hmm. His character's in a fun house. He's trying to save this kid from Pennywise. So he's on one side, the kid's in the middle, and Pennywise is on the other side. And Pennywise is just like toying with both the kid and James McAvoy. And like he's like breaking the mirror, he's like licking the mirror, and he's breaking it. Like, this.
Yes.
And what really makes it tragic is that like earlier in the movie, he saw this kid, and the kid said something along the lines of, "I've been hearing a voice in my sink or in the bathtub," or something like that. And then in another scene, he tells the kid, like, go to your parents and tell them to like leave town or something. But like, it really got me because like, I think why those movies work so well, why Pennywise is such a great villain, he targets kids, and as a kid, you're so powerless, even when you know something bad is happening. So watching that kid die, even though he was warned earlier, but he couldn't really do anything about it, that was really tragic. And they didn't shy away from like Pennywise eating the kids in that movie.
I mean, shit, Tristan, the movie starts with his brother.
Yeah, that got me too.
And then it goes underneath there, and then he's sticking his arm in to grab it. He's like, you can reach in and grab it. And he bites that fucking thing off, and it's like, oh my God.
Graphically.
Yeah.
It was graphic. And then he pulls him, and then like he tries to crawl away, and Pennywise's arm extends out and drags him down.
Yes. Bro. Yeah. When I tell you, it did some really crazy things that messes with your head. And like Tristan said, because we all know that's the one thing that just doesn't happen in cinema. They don't show killing of kids. They never show it. They'll show like the kid is dead, but to actually show the kid being eaten or arm being bit off, that's like, that never happens. So for it to go there back to back kind of shows you they were willing to really shake you to your core. And that shit was terrifying.
I also like that I actually like that they showed that specific scene before the movie came out, just to see what the reaction would be like. And I wish we got more of that. And movie. I wish we just get like a specific scene in a movie that just gives us a reaction. I thought that was pretty cool. But
I'm with you on the sense of getting a reaction. Every horror movie should invoke a reaction like that. If you don't, you're not doing your job well, right? It should be something that makes you go, yeah, sewers, that's a no for me. Clowns, that's a no for me. Going anywhere alone is a no for me. Horror movies, that's what you should do. I know after I finished watching J-Lo, what's that? Oh, Drag Me to Hell. Bro, there was an old lady anywhere. I'm helping her across the street. I'm opening her door. If she asks me for a loan,
I love that movie.
Give her that loan. Whatever that old lady needs, she gets. And you know the number one lesson I learned, Jayla, as I pass it to you?
What?
I don't wear buttons. Don't wear buttons. You won't get me, old lady. No buttons around these parts.
Oh, before Jayla goes.
Yeah, go
speaking
ahead.
of old ladies, the movie in X, the scene in X. That's all I'm gonna say. I know y'all. Some of y'all haven't seen this.
I know what scene you're talking about too.
I have not seen it. Don't spoil it. I want to watch.
I feel so gross thinking about it.
Oh,
damn. Okay. All right. All right.
The same reaction Mia Goth had would be me. Just so you know. Anyways.
Okay. So what scene shook you to your core, Jayla?
Look, I actually have a two-parter here. The Evil Dead remake. The bit where it's like her boyfriend, it was her boyfriend that goes into the bathroom and she's in the shower and she's like cutting off her cheek and then he slips on her cheek and then she starts stabbing him and he pulls the needle out of his eye. That entire interaction. Just
Wait, where is that from?
The Evil Dead remake. It was bad, then it got worse, and it got worse, and especially me, because I have a personal thing with eyes, and he was pulling, no. But funny story, my dad doesn't watch horror movies that often. I got him to watch Evil Dead remake, and there's a bit, there's a bit where we have these lights in our living room that's like to the side, where the camera zooms in, and like, she's freaking out, and she screams, "You're all gonna die tonight," and then like things stop. That happened. All the lights in our house went out as soon as she said, "We're all gonna die tonight." All the lights in our house went out.
That's so freaky. Stop.
I'm not kidding. I'm so serious.
Damn.
They were not happy.
I tell you right now, the first thing the firefighter would ask me is, "How did your house catch on fire?" Oh no, I burned it down. I didn't know what was in my house. Yeah, I didn't know what was in my house, so I went ahead and just burned it all down. You know. I don't want to hear for the next person, so I just went ahead and.
But yeah, the cheek splitting in the Evil Dead remake kind of stuck with me. That entire interaction.
Ooh, goodness gracious!
Anything that's gory is just.
It's not even that it's like super gory. I mean, it's gory, but it has
the specifics of it.
So much weight to it. I guess it's not too over the top. I don't know how to explain it. We'll do a gore episode.
It has that feel like in A Quiet Place where. What's her? I can't remember her name, but she steps on a needle. It has that type of stuff.
Yes.
Oh God, yeah.
And I'm glad you said that, AJ, because when I watch, because like the one thing that I always thought would stick with me is I think it was Saw 3 or Saw 4, where he's stretched out on the table and you're just seeing the cleaver just slowly cut him in half. That was the craziest thing. And then you see something like AJ said, something as simple as her just stepping on something. But you feel the pain of it, right? Like you watch Saw sometimes and you can kind of suspend belief because it's kind of just like so comically crazy, right? Like it's like, all right, that's like, okay. But something as simple as like is like A Quiet Place where she steps on it and you can feel because everyone stepped on something, right? Where it's just like, oh my God, that shit hurt. Like what is in my foot? So you kind of felt it with it. Right? You felt it with it like, oh my God. Like,
I'll tell you what it is. It's that guy that I forgot his name, the guy that read from the book like an idiot. He gets the worst of it the entire movie from beginning to end. He does not get a break. So that's something that anyways, continue. That's it.
And shout out to their little brother, because goddamn, I wouldn't be able to live every day with that. I'd be like, God damn. Y'all remember Lil Johnny? When the movie just starts and he just gone. It's just like, well, that's him. That's it. Like that's it.
He shouldn't have had the toy like a dummy.
I mean, to be fair, if those were black parents, that would have been the first thing they said. Like they wouldn't be crying with that. I did not tell you not to take the toy out the store. And it's like, damn, can we grieve for a second? Damn. Like,
I told you so.
So I told you don't take the. It's like, okay. Jamie, do you have anything horror movie wise that just sticks with you?
The scene in It with the projector, definitely, because I wasn't expecting it to happen. Like, I knew something scary was gonna happen, but just like the way it happened, and I saw it with my friends too. We all just flew out screamed in the theater, and I was like, ugh, that was traumatizing. Then I feel like all of Jordan Peele's films, like, they're so great, but they also mess me up so bad. And watching Us, I can't remember a specific jump scare that I was like, oh my god, that was terrifying. But legitimately, like, it was a little bit before I could look at a mirror and just be like, okay, we're cool. Like, I was like,
I legit can't watch Us
like,
again.
let's go.
I watched it once, I'm done. I cannot watch.
Yeah,
it
I don't
again.
watch any Jordan Peele movies again after the first time.
I can watch
Like,
Get Out
no.
again, but something about Us makes me so like deeply unsettled. I can't do it.
I mean, Us
Yeah.
is just like a more is a less superhero version of Moon Knight, apparently, right? Like,
Oh
Us
my
is just
gosh.
like,
No?
like
What?
Us is like, hey, is this real? And who's your real self? And it's like,
guess.
oh, okay.
Maybe, I guess. I don't know. That was
It's
brilliant.
just
though.
no one had the Egyptian raps. If they had the Egyptian raps, it'd just be a horror movie.
I see. Yeah, I agree.
Horror movie Moon Knight. No, but Jordan Peele, the reason why it doesn't usually stick with me like that is it's more so of like a social commentary of horror.
Mhm.
So I find it to be more enlightening than scary. That's why I appreciate his movies, because those are the only horror movies I've ever seen that gives that kind of point of view, to where it's more intellectual. So I kind of look forward to watching it to learn something new, right? Like, all right, what are you gonna teach me today, Jordan? So I appreciate
Weird school.
I'm like very curious what he's gonna do with Nope, because like from the trailers, it doesn't really seem like it's like going for like the scary kind of like the Us or the Get Out kind of feeling where like something bad is just gonna happen. Like it just seemed like Nope, like the worst that I've seen so far is like maybe a natural disaster, but maybe it's supernatural, because I don't know, something that seemed kind of off.
Someone broke down the word nope and said maybe it means not on planet Earth, or not of planet Earth.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, that's interesting. I like that. I'm like it. I want to respond to Miss Lee before I go to Trayvon and Sabrina to end this out. Jump scares aren't always cheap. And I got made aware of that when I watched Dr. Sleep. Dr. Sleep let me know that jump scares aren't always cheap. Because that scene where he's in the hallway and you hear the footsteps of... Oh, you haven't seen it? You haven't seen it?
No, I haven't seen it
either.
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay, no problem. I won't even say anything.
The point is,
wait.
jump scares can have an effect depending how you use it and when you use it.
I completely agree.
It depends on the atmosphere and the score. It depends on everything that's within the movie to have a...
I'll even say this, AJ. If you want to be a good jump scare movie, you can't depend on the jump scare. That's where it sometimes gets muddy. You can't depend on it. You can utilize it, but it can't be why I'm here, right? Like, it can't be that's the only reason, I'm here to watch is like, what's the jump scare going to be? No.
That's why.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jamie.
I don't know. You go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think it should kick off the scare scene. Like, whatever's going on, if a jump scare is gonna happen, it should be whatever actually is going on. It should kick off whatever like horror scene is gonna happen. Like, it should happen, the jump scare, and keep going, not just go and then stop, because you're gonna relieve the tension, and then you're not gonna keep
like
people in that space. Sinister is a great example, and It Follows as well.
Yes.
Oh, It Follows is a great example.
Yeah.
Jump scares, because this is where jump scares are good. It's when you build it up, right? And then like the viewer's like, they about to jump out the closet. It did that very well, Jayla.
Scream 5. Yep. I know what you're talking about.
So well.
Oh, I was annoyed. I was like, stop.
I love it. Like, every turn, you're like, all right, here he comes. And it's like, damn, nobody. And you're like, okay, all right, I'm calm now. And then, bow, boom, something happens. Oh, shit.
That's why, for me, I feel like the best jump scares that I've had are not even inside of horror. Although I don't really watch a lot of horror anyway, but just like things that I'm not expecting to have a jump scare in it, those are the things that really get me because I'm like, oh damn, like what? I was not expecting that.
You mean like the season finale of Loki? With the fucking clock.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh my god! Like what?
Yeah.
I'll say the scariest scene that's ever stuck with me is the Green Goblin scene in Spider-Man 1 from 2000 from the original Sam Raimi.
Oh wait, you talking about when Aunt May was praying?
No, when Peter Parker goes into the fire and like he's trying to save someone, but it's Green Goblin jump scare.
That fake grandma.
Yeah, nah. What gets me every time is when she's praying. It's like, go ahead, Aunt May, finish your prayer. Bow, finish it. And she's like, oh my god. It's like that gets me every time. Every time it gets me. Yeah. I'm like, oh Lord, Aunt May. Yeah, no. Please, guys, watch Dr. Sleep. Watch Dr. Sleep when you get a chance, please. It is. Okay. Ewan McGregor is so freaking good in that movie. It's one of the best written movies ever. Horror
wow,
for sure, 100%. I'll even go.
Wow.
This.
Oh my
Everyone
god!
said I'm tripping and I'm prisoner of the moment. Dr. Sleep was so good. I think it's better than its predecessor. That's how good I think.
Shining.
Yeah.
Wow.
100%.
Because
it's so haunting. It's so haunting for so many reasons. And I get it. It leans on The Shining, and that's what kind of helps it. But man, when I tell you Rebecca Ferguson and Ewan McGregor,
I love Rebecca. I love her so much.
She doesn't get enough credit, and I'm sick
of it. I will argue Invisible Man is on the same level as.
I just watched it for the first time the other day. Oh my god, it was so good.
I love
talk about haunting.
That's another one.
That like hit so.
Oh my god!
I think that's because like that's like a more realistic type of one.
The attic scene in Invisible Man where she dumps the paint.
We were about to talk about it.
That was crazy.
No, look, the reason why the restaurant scene gets me so much is the way they set it up. It's just a regular conversation. They're sitting there talking about like what's going on with her, and then split, and you're just like.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. What
the knife being held right next to her? I didn't get like before like as soon as it registers what's going on, she's already done.
Right.
I feel like the Invisible Man didn't scare me though.
Too, like with the extra space constantly behind her to like kind of allude that someone's always watching her. Such a good movie.
Jamie, the thing with Invisible Man, I feel like it's more like the Jordan Peele type of thing, where it's like a more of a social commentary.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not meant to be a pure horror movie.
Yeah,
it's meant to be more so of a social commentary.
No, yeah.
Why I was glad they went that route.
I think the scariest thing for me at the end was just seeing the actual suit, because I actually have trypophobia. So seeing all the eyes on the suit, I was like, oh, stop. I'm like, go back to invisible.
Go invisible, please.
Yeah, it freaked me out. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was weird.
So I'll pass it to you, Sabrina. What horror movie really kind of just shook you to your core?
Well, it's not like a jump scare, but like there's certain scenes in horror movies that it's like if it's so fucked up, it stays with me for a bit. And I would say like in more recent, like the most recent like horror movie that I watched, like a scene like really shook me, where I was like, oh my god, did that really happen? Was Midsommar. I never saw it before. Blake, that's like one of Blake's favorite movies, so I was like, all right, I was gonna go watch it. And like it's not even just I'm trying to think how to explain it. It's the scene where like oh my god, I'm trying to think of the characters. I think it's Florence Pugh, or like someone was in the barn and they like it's like the blood eagle. That freaked me out so bad. Because like you could like I didn't know what that was, but I was like, oh my god. And like I like after that I couldn't stop thinking about it, and I looked it up and I was like, oh my god, this is a real thing, and like, oh man, it fucked with me so bad. It's so freaky. It's so freaky. That is the freakiest part of the movie to me. Like the entire movie's freaky, but like that just like stayed with me, or I was like, oh my god. And I think it was because like it's because he was still alive too, so I was like, oh my god. Oh, it freaks me out. I don't know.
That movie is also one of the rare movies where it doesn't depend on night.
Yeah.
During
It was a weird movie, but that freaked me out like really bad. I literally like texted Blake while I was watching. I was like, this is your favorite movie? Why? I was like, I need to know why because
we need to
what
have
the
a
hell?
talk.
Yeah, I was like, what? It's so freaky. Oh my god.
Ari Aster is a weird ass director, and I love him for that. I love him.
Does he have anything else in the works?
In works right now, I'm not sure.
For who?
But
Ari Aster.
Oh no, not that.
Oh.
Actually,
I have another one too. Can I add one more?
Yeah.
So I recently also watched like this was like before the Batman, but I watched Seven with Blake too, and like I always saw the scene where like the what's in the box scene, and I never like knew the context of it. And now I know, and now like that fucked with me so bad. I was like, I always sat there and I was like, no, because like I think it would have made it worse if you saw it, but like knowing everything, oh man, that freaked me out. That's freaky movie.
That's what made it even better.
Yeah.
Like,
there's another scene in that movie that's even worse than that, but I don't want to say it on air. But it's like really,
what you mean.
yeah.
I mean, what made that box scene stand out so much is what's in the box, right? You just don't know what part of that said person is in that said box.
Oh no, you're making me
queasy.
It's her head. It's her head.
That's what we're all made to assume, right? Because that's how he recognized it, right? But it's never said or shown that it is that. And I think that's what lends to it is the idea of we know what's in there.
Well, I think it's also like the buildup of it because it's like, all right, what's in the box? It's like literally like the two of them were just like, what's in the fucking box? And like he's like, oh god, no! And like I seen the people use as a reaction video, and I was like, oh, whatever. And I never like bothered to like look the context of it, and now I'm like, oh my god! Like after watching the entire movie, I was like, and I literally just sat there. I was like, oh my god, no! Like, oh my god. That's
Ari Aster does have a movie coming out this year called Disappointment Boulevard.
Okay.
I have no idea what it's about.
Wait, who is this?
Okay, he's the man that directed Midsommar and
Oh, wait, he did that movie too?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've never seen that. I gotta watch that too next.
Oof. Good luck.
It'll make your
Is it that bad?
It'll make your experience of like you see those movies where people are like, it's a nice sunny day, you're on a highway, you're just driving, and you want to like stick out of the car and enjoy yourself. It very much lends to why you shouldn't want.
Oh my god!
Definitely lends to that.
All right. Well, when I see it, I'll text you guys and be like, "I."
It is a totally different experience.
100%. 100%.
Totally different.
Trayvon, I want to pass it to you, and I know you were telling me the Exorcism of Emily Rose was one of your favorite movies.
Ooh, that's a good one.
So, what stood out to you in that? Why'd you love it so much?
I honestly do not know. I've heard of exorcisms. I don't know that movie. Sorry.
You were telling me about it yesterday. Emily Rose, you remember it?
I've heard that name before.
Because you watched it. What are we talking about? Like, of course you heard it. You watched it. like what? No, but I'm just joking, Trayvon. What scenes kind of just shook you to your core from the horror world?
It's so funny. Like when I think of something that like I said to strangers all the time, but because you were home, that still like freaks me out. Still, I still vividly remember the needle scene in Saw 2. That was.
I laughed.
That freaked me out too. Yeah, I don't like that kind of stuff either.
I laughed. I thought that was hilarious, especially how she ended up in there. You just like, oh hell no.
Is it like the needles in the toilet, or is that Saw 1?
No, it's
Wait, say it again.
Pit of syringes.
It was a pit of syringes.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little dive, a little swim. Little dip.
Yeah.
Is that your scariest Saw death? I'm curious. Is that your scariest Saw death?
She died from that?
No, I think the one where the
I meant, is that your scariest Saw scene? I meant.
Whatever that one where the person like the mouth snaps. I can't remember.
Yes,
whatever that one was.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, you know what, Trayvon? You know, it always stands out to me when I think Saw. Two things. One, because I can't swim. So the scene of the opening of Saw 3 or 4, where his head's trapped in the glass and the water is like literally rising to drown him. That was when I learned that if you put something in your windpipe here, you could open a hole to breathe. When he did that, I'm just like, oh, he's just trying to die quick. That's exactly what I would do. But then he was like, I'm like, oh shit, what? I'm like, I thought only like Aquaman or somebody could do that. What the hell is that? So I was impressed. But the other scene that always haunts me is the scene where the girl's completely in a contraption. And
yeah.
And she has to either put her hand in the ass and hit the key. Yeah, or it rips her completely apart. I was just like, oh no, hell no. Hell to the no. And you know what? The reason why those movies are all, well, not all of them, but the first 4 are so well written is if you pay attention, because everyone kept saying, duh, why not just knock it so like all the acid spills out and then just grab the key? But if you pay close attention, the jar is just far enough that she could reach her hand in, but she can't like knock it to dump it all the way out, so it just pours out. And I'm just like, it's just a genius of that.
It's very thought out, very thought out traps.
Yeah,
That
was the scariest thing about it. Like, it was like, these are very, very thought out.
Very thought out, bro. You would have thought the Joker was behind it. That's how.
Oh, I know.
Goodness. And look how the Wahlberg brother died was insane. With the 2 giant ice cubes.
Oh,
bro,
my God.
I think for me, I think it's just those movies get like, those traps are crazy, right? But then it's like when that music kicks in and it's like they just close a door or something. It just oh my God, he just get up, or somebody you didn't think was like in on it or something. It's just like, what the hell's wrong with y'all?
So I want to ask,
everyone needs therapy.
I want to ask you this: can you be a good horror icon without a theme song?
Yeah.
Wait, what was the question?
Yeah.
Can you be a good horror icon without a theme song?
What's Chucky's theme song?
Yeah, but I don't. I mean, all right. You know what? I want to get more into this Sunday when we do the episode. I want to get more into that because to me, I kind of feel like Child's Play does have one, but the newer one didn't. I feel like Child's Play did have one. It's just not iconic. But the Saw theme song, when that comes on, the doors being closed. The doors being closed.
Scares me. It's just like, oh God, what's about to happen?
We'll get into it because I have thoughts.
We'll get into it. Yeah, me too. Because Leprechaun's on my list. You don't have to.
I'm changing my list, by the way, but we'll get to that.
Okay.
Since you were talking about Jordan Peele earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think of now Get Out. I don't think of it as horror. Us, I do, but Get Out, I don't really think of it as horror. So I started thinking about scenes that just still shake me, where I would really never watch the movie again, just because I can't do it. I don't know if you guys. This is not really horror, but I'm still gonna say it. So the movie Pursuit. Okay, you remember the movie Pursuit of Happiness?
Mm-hmm.
Will Smith. The scene in the bathroom.
Yes.
I made everybody cry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
I would never watch the movie.
Look, I've done that. I've done that in a White Castle bathroom, eating White Castle while I shit my brains out with the foot on the door so nobody coming. It happened, man. It happened. It's a sad thing for sure, 100%. But I love that you brought Pursuit of Happiness into a horror conversation.
That feels like horror to me. Like I can't watch it. Like it just really, that scene terrorizes me every time I think about it. I was like, how do people like? How do you watch this again?
Like, I'm with you on that.
I'm
with you on that. I don't often go back to Pursuit of Happiness. But that's how I also feel about I Am Legend when he kills his dog. Always gets me. Always gets me, man. Always gets me. And then when he talks to the mannequin, oh, god damn you, Will Smith. We love you. Anyway, slap who you want, Will Smith. Give me another I Am Legend. I don't care. Give me another I Am Legend. Slap who you want. Slap me. I don't give a damn. But all right. So look, we almost made it the whole entire podcast without bringing up Will Smith. So we tried.
What do you mean?
It was in our it was in our private chat. I just mean like actually saying it out loud.
No, we made a lot of references.
We did make some jokes in here for sure. I know AJ was trying his best to avoid this conversation as a whole. I like that you changed your name, AJ and Sabrina. Battinson, the Batman is God tier. I love that. I appreciate that. I appreciate my name the best. I think I have the best name on here. Never seen a musical and never will.
Yes, you will.
For you guys on this episode of GVN Talk, I'll never watch High School Musical ever.
Don't listen to him, guys. Guys, don't listen to him.
Special.
It'll never
No, we're gonna make it happen. We're gonna make it happen.
Not worthy.
You know what? I have a very terrible personality. I will watch this movie and then tattoo that shit. I know me. I know that's gonna happen. I know me. I fall for things so easily. I know that's gonna happen. But AJ is gonna keep me strong. AJ's hatred is what fuels me.
Right.
So I appreciate
I can't get over that dig. I can't get over the dig AJ took at male High School Musical fans. So
yeah, like jeez.
I'm gonna be forever. I should change my name to Forever
Look,
Sauce.
I'm quiet over here.
I'm offended.
Listen, I got you.
I'm
AJ
quiet over
straight
here.
up
Don't
said
bring
if
me
you
into
gotta
no
add him
High
that
School
week,
Musical.
never
crap.
watch.
I don't need to be a part of this. Leave
like,
my name out of it.
Catching strays. Talk about catching
Sad,
strays.
man.
That was definitely cool.
No, but hold on.
He's getting at
Time out,
everyone
AJ.
today.
Time out. The most messed up thing about you saying that is that came right after Tristan was just like, "Oh my God, you haven't seen it?"
Right, the timing.
No guy
That
has seen
timing.
that movie.
That timing was real
Like-
suspect. I'm just saying, it was real suspect.
But all right, guys, stay tuned. This Sunday, we will be doing a podcast of top 10 horror icons. So stay tuned for that. I don't know if we'll go live or if it'll be recorded for me to put out. But stay tuned either way. I cannot wait. That's going to be so much fun. And please make sure you tune into that to see why the Leprechaun makes it on my top 10 list. So stay tuned for me to give you the full explanation on that. It's a good one. Trust me, it's a good one. Leprechaun in the Hood is all time.
Absolutely.
No, I completely forgot about that movie.
Should have won it. You watch your goddamn mouth.
I'm going to be honest. I forgot about it.
It deserves an Oscar.
I'm going to rewatch them. I'm going to rewatch them. This
Oscar?
You better. You damn right. You heard what I said. You heard what I said. Go
Getting
watch
personal.
Leprechaun in the Hood if you have not seen it. It's a feel-good story. You'll love it. It's just like High School Musical. Just like it. I
I
promise.
see the similarities.
The
You're
movie
But
that
all
you've
right.
never seen, just like it.
Same movie.
Got it.
All right, guys. We appreciate you tuning in to an all-new episode of GVN Talk. I want to thank Ash, Trayvon, Jamie, Jayla. They're clearly two different people, AJ. Jamie and Jayla. Tristan, Sabrina, and of course you, AJ. And look, avoid smacking people, guys. Till next time. Peace.
Or do
Peace.
Don't do it on television.
Don't do it on
Do it on
television.
TV. Do it on
Just
TV.
don't
and
do
never
it in
refuse to leave.
general.
Do it on TV and never refuse to leave.
Some people
it.
deserve to
Piss
get
you off,
slapped.
smack
Just
them.
don't do it on TV.
We don't
Right.
promote violence here.
We
I don't promote
Yes,
violence
okay.
unless
All
it's
right,
y'all
forbidden.
do.
All right, yeah. Let's not end on that. We do not promote violence unless it's directed towards AJ. On that
There
note,
we
have a
go.
great night, everybody. We'll see you.